Dearly beloved. Hey, everybody. How you doing? Welcome to my awesome life. Okay. Welcome to the shit show 2.0 continued. Right. So, welcome everybody. Let me just welcome you in. Okay. First off, let me just do that. And I'm going to try and slow down. And I'm going to try not to talk so damn fast. There's so many things coming through in my mind whenever whenever I'm on here. It's a little frustrating. It's really frustrating. It's one of the things that really, I continuously try to work on. See how that just happened almost? It's very easy to get away, and it just doesn't come across as very effective or fluent or easy. Yeah, I get it. I get it. It's called life, and this is the way my life has turned out. There are things that I have to deal with in my life. It comes with trauma. It comes with having to deal with that and process it. Plus, in the public eye, I don't have to be here, but I want to be here. I choose to be here. I wanted to give a voice to my family members that were murdered and their voices were snuffed out because Lori Vallow Daybell, who was my aunt, and her fifth husband, who's a self-proclaimed prophet or what have you, and they took it upon themselves to kill people and rid the world of what they perceived as zombies. And I mean, anyway, so, with all that said, so Charles Vallow was my uncle. He is also my mom's brother. Okay. I know it gets a little confusing. A lot of people have been saying, like, I went on X the other day, I think yesterday. It was very depressing too. When I was like, what? Because I don't quite understand how the threads and all that stuff work. I've not spent a lot of time on X, Twitter, whatever. So it's really confusing. I'm like, I wonder how many times I've responded to somebody or something and it went under something else. And anyways, it's just confusing. I don't like it. I don't like that aspect of it. But a lot of people, well, I say a lot of people, there were a few comments where people are like, one was something along the lines of, I listened to her, meaning me, and I kept waiting for, I guess, evidence. I'm not going to sit here and show you evidence. Okay. This is just my experience. So this is kind of how, you know, uh, this is the way I'm thinking it goes. Okay. I don't know. There's no handbook or anything to go on, to go by, to guide you or me or anybody else. So this is just me. And I'm not here to be a presenter. I'm not here to hold your hand and comfort you. I'm not here to sit here and produce receipts. I do every chance I can, or if I have the opportunity to, I will show you. I will show you exactly why think the way I think and what led me to that conclusion. I do that. That's what I do. But my experience, no, it's too buried down. This process, by doing this right here, right now with you, it's helping me process the trauma and the experience I had with Lauren. It's not like everybody else's experience, at least I thought. From my view was, I feel invisible. I feel this is my family, and that's another thing we need to address. I'm not a YouTube creator. I came to YouTube because my family was murdered. I don't understand that there's a lot of confusion with that. And they're like, oh, anyways, it just was like, that's why I put, on my thumbnail, family. I also got the photo that's on today's live. I got it, which I don't even realize where I got it from. I wasn't thinking at that time. I got to show you. I mean, I keep pushing wrong. They need to quit changing the buttons in here, right? I'm a creature of habit. I don't want to push it, but this thumbnail right here, where I put family speaks, okay? That way you cannot confuse me for just some creator. And for the ones who are creators on here who are talking about this and exposing this, do not. I mean, what that is not a reason to like Lauren or not like Lauren. That's not what we're doing here. We're doing this to expose the grift, in my opinion. We are doing this because it is wrong what has been done to Christina, another one of Lauren's victims, in my opinion. So miss me with that shit straight up. And you should actually be questioning maybe why there are so many people who are having an opposite reaction as you. I mean, I do this all the time. Everybody's always way over here, and I'm way over here. It's just part of my journey. I'm just like, oh my God, how come can get to this conclusion right here? Am I the problem? That's something we should all ask ourselves. Am I the problem? Am I the asshole? Because we all have that tendency. And if you don't think you can be an asshole, then exit. Please just see your way out. Help yourself, help yourself out of here. Because you need to stand up for yourself and look at it. I'm not saying that by not looking at it, you're not standing up for yourself. Don't get it twisted. I'm just saying I'm a family member. My mother is Kay Vallow Woodcock. I don't like to name drop like some people, okay? But that's my mother. Larry Woodcock is my stepfather, but he's my dad, okay? My brother, Todd, is JJ Vallow. It's his biological father. So that is JJ was my only nephew. I don't have any, biological nieces or any other nephews. I have step, but that was my chance to be an aunt, man. I'm JJ's aunt. And Tylee was my step cousin. And I only put the step in there because I don't want to hurt other people's feelings on, other sides of the family. So trying to do this the best I can. I mean, don't come at me for loving them, and just wanting to give them a voice because theirs was muted permanently. Come at me with actual argument or something to tell me or show me where you believe you're right. And I can do the same, right? Just verbal resolution. We can sit here and we can talk about it, and I'll try to see things your way if you try to see, them my way and everybody else. But I mean, that's how we have to work in society anyways, anyways. You don't want to just be an asshole. You don't want to just be like, oh, well, she's just jealous. I'm not jealous. That is the most offensive and hurtful comment, I think, thus far. No, not really hurtful, but it's just like, what are we doing? Why are you hello? Do you even follow the case? Do you even know what the hell you're talking about? What are we doing here? So I'm a family member, just like Colby, just like my mom, just like Larry, just like my brother, just like Annie, just like Rex and Adam, just like Megan, just like, okay, except I'm on this side. On Charles was my uncle, Tylee was my step cousin, and JJ was my nephew. Okay, 3 victims, my family, my blood, my family. That's what I'm fighting for. So if you just want another washed up reporter, okay, that's not me. I'm not here to report anything to you. I'm just here to share my experience, and that's what the hell I do here. Anything beyond that, that's on you because that's your expectations. I'm not here, to sit here and lay out the case for you. Do your own research. Empower yourself. Okay. Again, don't compare me to a news personality or a wannabe news personality. Don't do that. That's on you. Okay. I'm unique, just like she's unique. We're all unique. Okay. So this is my path. These are the things that I've learned. This is my difficult researching into the case of Lori and Chad Daybell. Things that I need a real reporter on. I'm just saying, if anybody knows a good one, let me know. Okay. Because there's been one in the community all this time since the beginning, right? You heard it here first. Just know you will always hear it there first. Now I really, really, really question every you heard it here first, every piece of information that I got from there, and I question it because obviously everything else is not making sense. Nothing else is making sense. And I'm like, okay, what's going on here? Why are they acting so bizarre? It's kind of triggering. Okay. It's triggering, right, Kathy? Anyways, can somebody go get a washed up reporter, please? One from Pocatello, Idaho. Yeah. That's where Adam Steed is from. Guess what? Guess guess where Chad lived? Southeast Idaho. Oh, it's not just a Mormon thing. It's the geographical thing. It's the inserting oneself into a major freaking, like she has said before, Lauren has said before, an international case, right? It's got to be more relevant. She's got to drop those creds too. Okay. This is not, they're not your content. My family is not your content. Okay. Ever. I swear. And I'm so glad that I don't have to sit here and continue letting my family be your fucking content. I'm so glad I'm so freed in that sense, even though you are engaging in, guess what? Oh no, weaponizing the Utah, that too, weaponizing the YouTube copyright infringement laws, because now we are moving forward. No, my video is not reinstated from the one that was struck down October 26, 2025 with me, my mom, and then A1 came on and joined us, right? Let me see if I can share this thing. Hold on. I've never done this part, a video file. I think it's audio though. Show up. I don't know what it says. Okay, there they go. No, that's not it. So just bear with me for a second. And, if you want to help the video, this channel, fight the algorithm demons, okay, or the little mass reporter Nazis, those little people. Hey, Jims. Okay, it's not too late for you. Just saying. Please give the video a like, share it out. Just keep doing what you're doing. We're doing fine. We've grown organically. No subscriber bought here. Okay. It's called just, I'm not one of those kind of people that matters. I appreciate that you're here, but I ain't about to buy none. That's ridiculous. Ridiculous. Okay. Here's the, I don't want to play the video. I don't want to play the video. It's the whole point. I think this is just static. I really don't know what it is. Okay, that's not what I need. Okay. But I still don't want a producer. Okay. I will sit here and wing it all day, every day. Don't want no damn producers. Not in the producer market. The sins of our podcasters, right? Let me share this with you too, because this is interesting. I just uploaded this. It's not even public yet, but let me fix my aspect here. Okay. Let me change it. Okay, let me redo it. Redo. Share screen. Okay. Hopefully. StreamYard's been doing some major updating, and I don't like it. I'm not a fan of the updates. So now you know how I feel. There's a lot of people that, good enough. Okay, whatever. So what I did was, this is kind of how, well, this is Megan. Okay, and Megan is Lori Vallow Daybell, and she kind of forgets this all the time. Alex Cox's cousin. Okay, Megan was what I thought, somebody who really did care for my family and me. And then from what I've seen from the evidence, legit, even the evidence they present, it's really crazy. It's like a parallel world. Um, I believed I could trust her. I I mean, she just was somebody on the opposite side, meaning on Lori's side of the family that, um, left the church through all this since the crimes or whatever, but not I don't know if it was because of the crimes, that's Megan's story to tell, but, it's just another betrayal to me. For me, she came out and, I wanna say my mom sent me a link to her first interview with Justin Lum, and I was in Idaho, in Boise, for Lori's trial by myself. My parents were there, but again, there was a rift that was caused back in 2021 when I tried to warn my mom about not just not just Lauren, but Lori Hillis, because it looked like they were up to no good and could have been part of something to me that looked to me like something that could allow Lori to walk, something that could also let her out on appeal. So it's still not that's why I've not really, you know, I don't wanna be the one to sit there and reveal something, you know what I'm saying? Just because I'm trying to prove, that some petty ladies were, digging where they shouldn't have been and saying what they shouldn't have been saying and, you know, corrupting a case. I know. That doesn't happen here on YouTube or anywhere else, ever. It's happening a lot, and I mean, again, it's just a challenge that we have to deal with the way that society has changed with technology and everything, and how the courtroom having access to now we have Zoom hearings, that's been one of the silver linings in my life to be able to watch and keep in touch so well with what's going on in the case. I can just get a link and watch the Zoom court hearing. Wow, that's wonderful. Unless you live in Delphi, then you're fucked. Okay, because you ain't watching shit over there. Probably not gonna hear nothing. You ain't gonna see nothing either. Just kidding. You know what I mean? When they try to close you out of courtrooms, that's to me, that's super sus. That kind of happened with Judge Boyce in a way, where it seemed like with it being in Boise, um, it was just gonna be it was just audio that was released every day after that day of trial. And it was long and vigorous and grueling, okay? Because not only did you have to stay up during the day, and go to court and all the things and deal with that energy vampire and all the other little energy vampire groupies, okay, that are in the courtroom too. But you also have to I would go back to the hotel and I would have to wait for somebody to upload it, because I don't even know where to go. There's so much going on at that time at just simultaneously missing home, comforts of home, safety of home, my family, my fiance, our boys, my daughter, like all the things. Um, my parents were there, but again, like I said, there was a rift, and it's not like I know idealistic. It's like, you picture just getting a big B&B, Airbnb or whatever, and just kumbaya right there by the fireplace or whatever, but that's not real life, and when you're going through something as horrendous and just taxing as this, as a trial, um, yeah, you don't really know how you're gonna feel, be, react, emotional, like, you don't know, and I'm not always where they are, like my other family members, and they're not always where I am, they could be having a good day, and then I come in like a wet blanket, which, doomsday, right? But, I mean, it's not intentional, you just grieve differently, and I respect that, and that's something I've learned a lot about throughout this process was just everybody grieves differently. There's no right or wrong. There's, no time limit. It's just an ebb and flow, and it's going to continuously happen throughout our lives. I also remember thinking, "Oh, shit. Yeah, they're not gonna be here," meaning the sins of our podcasters, okay? And that was a funny. It was perfect, because the sins of our mother and, because the podcasters. Lauren has a thing about being a podcaster and being mentioned. She thinks they're talking about her, when they say podcaster in the courtroom. She's like, "Oh, me?" You know, interjecting herself, in my opinion. But, hey, whatever, teach their own. That's not what I have a problem with. What I do have a problem with is the way she treated me, the way I feel like she exploited my family, in my opinion, allegedly, and the way that this is continuing on, the way that they have also, in my opinion, this whole video is my opinion only and are just my feelings and or allegations, okay? I am not inciting anything. Come at me, miss me with that shit, okay? I'm not inciting anything. Do not go and contact anybody that I'm mentioning here. Definitely not on my behalf. Do you, boo. You do you. And let's not be like that. We don't want to stoop. That's not the best way to. It just adds to the fire, right? So, anyways, after I share this, because what I did was analyzed the last few messages that Megan texted me. And as you can see, this is Sunday, October 26th at 11:13 p.m. Friday, November 7th at 11:05. And I mean, I never text back. Why? I don't entertain drama. I don't. And I'm sitting here watching this shit play out. Different creator, you got to go run here, run there, because we only got half the story, and not even. We got some of the story. We got Lauren's narrative and the way she wanted to present it for 9 fucking hours. Okay. I was there too, minus 55 minutes, the first 55. Okay. Then I got in and I was like, what's going on? What's happening? You know? And then y'all have seen around Janice. Okay. Well, and I feel stupid now. I feel even more stupid because I just do. Like, and I mean, you take it how you will. But whenever Lauren was presenting her alleged evidence, okay, uh, where I intertwined and got caught up in my feelings was the fact that I felt like a long time ago, back in October or end of October 2020, Halloween time. And Janice, who is a moderator for Annie, and I mean, it's not a secret. Annie doesn't really care for my mom, and I mean, still, whatever. I still gave Annie a shot as far as like, I mean, whatever. I don't have to, like, truth is truth, and I'll go wherever. And I like the way she presented. It helped me to factor in. I told you I like to go look at everybody and everything and then examine as I see it, as it's presented different ways. There's so many different creators and so many different ways. But the fact that, Annie's family and all that, I respect her for that. But then, I can't really take her just with about my mom, Uh, not like that kind of stuff. I think you should really do personally and not create chaos. Yeah, I mean, because it's caused division. And I mean, not just for me, because I still watch. I still go watch because that's what I do. I still watch Lauren. If it's got something to do with my family in this case, then I watch it. So that's my business. That's anyways. But so yeah, this was I didn't even plan on bringing this up, but I'm just gonna that way I can show you. So this is Janice. I know it looks like Lori though, right? And I feel dumb now because I remember I did a video that week, and I mean, y'all, my editing skills are still gross. They're horrible. But I mean, really back then, I didn't even have a channel. Well, yeah, I did. So this is hold on. That's November 16th. When did I start my channel? Oh, I think I started doing lives in 2021, but I started, sharing videos and stuff as soon as I could. That's what it was on my YouTube channel. So I remember Lori had just gotten a new attorney, death penalty certified, and that was Jim Archibald, Archie. And so I was doing a video on that, and I mean, doing a video, I mean, like, voiceover maybe, or sharing a news story on the case, and, so I ran a True Crime Underground, a Facebook group. She would post there, Janice, and so she posted these pictures of her and 2 other people, like, dressed up as Melanie Gibb and and Julie Rowe. Hilarious, right? I mean, this is just my sense of humor too. So, I needed to see that also. It she stood in front of the Madison County Jail and posed, and anyways, it looks like her. It looks like Lori, okay? And so, I've uploaded the video I'm sorry, I got copies of these pictures, and then I, like, factored them into my video concept or whatever for that week with Jim Archibald and all that. And, I get a message from Messenger and it's like, "Hey, why'd you use my picture?" or something like that. Don't quote me. Don't feel like pulling it up right now. And I'm like, "Oh my god." I felt so bad. And I didn't know, like, I didn't even know what a link was. I didn't know all these things, okay? Not everybody's raised in a tech farm, like, I wasn't for sure. And I mean, I never wanted to be disrespectful or, cross boundaries or break rules or whatever. So, anyways, but she wanted me to take it out. And the way I did it wasn't just a thumbnail. It was like I had to go delete my video off YouTube, re-upload it into my video editing app, remove the portion with the picture, and then re-upload it to YouTube. So that's it's a lot of work, okay? It is for me, and maybe not. I don't have a producer either, but, it's just me. And then again, on top of everything else, right? It was to me mean girl. To me, it was like, "Really? And you mod for her? Like, you mod for Annie? You" anyways, I don't know. Maybe I should have asked her. Maybe I should have said, "What about it?" But I didn't know all these things. I'm not gonna blame it all on her. Whatever, it happened. But compared to Lauren and what's been going on and how, she and I can even look at the evidence, the lack of evidence that Lauren tried to sway of Janine, okay? I'm sorry, Janice. I get those 2 names mixed up. Of Janice, trying to approach Lauren at the courthouse, and I'm just like, doesn't really you're filming her, and you're like, "I feel threatened. I feel threatened. Oh my god." Like, just very dramatic, and she left you the hell alone. Like, I'm just saying, that's about how I feel. So, Janice, I'd like to make a truce, okay? I'm just saying. It's not worth it. And, I really can't stand what Lauren has done and has been doing all these years to so many people behind the scenes. It's her favorite thing, behind the scenes, because that's what the hell she does. Um, yeah, it's a classic projection all the way. So usually, and this is something that I found with Lori and Chad and all their friends and all that, this group of people, in my opinion, they are accusing others of what they are actually doing. And so once you become aware of that, then it becomes a lot easier to spot, because it's like a confession. With each accusation, it's a confession. And it's a valuable tool once you know to look at it. So a lot of people are just looking at this situation as, oh, I get my content here. And that's fine. Do you? Again, I'm not causing a divide. I'm not making you choose this side or that's not me. You go everywhere, Confession through projection. Thank you. And so that's not why I'm here. Like, that may be why other people are here. That's not my thing. I mean, I don't ever want to be controlling over somebody and where they go and where they whatever. I'm just saying I want to expose Lauren and Hidden True Crime and Dr. John now. Okay. He wasn't on my list at first, but he kind of took a swift move into that position on their own, on their grown adults. Nobody is victimizing them. Not here. I'm on the receiving end, and they don't like, or I'll also just say Lauren doesn't like whenever I speak up. And so that gives me great satisfaction. It does, because I hope she squirms by having, that's if she has a conscience, Does she? It doesn't seem so. All she had to do, in my opinion, was apologize for creating a whole entire stalking crime, and she pinned it on, in my opinion, it looks like from the evidence, that Christina was just somebody that Lauren was like, "Yep, and she's my scapegoat. She's gonna be the fall guy. She's gonna take the rap for all this." And I found it somewhere else too, not just for Christina, but Lindsay. At least this is my opinion. It's me trying to fill in the blanks, and that shows a pattern, is what I'm trying to show. A pattern of this kind of behavior, these kind of actions, this tactics, whatever you want to call them. And that's disturbing, right? I think past behavior is indicative of future what behavior. I always say those things wrong. Anyway, let me play this because it analyzed, my Chat GPT analyzed what Megan's statements were to me. So it helps me to figure things out.
Analysis of the language and potential manipulative tactics in those text messages. Based on the context you've provided, these texts, when read in sequence, demonstrate a clear pattern of deflection, guilt-tripping, and gaslighting. The sender, Megan, appears to be systematically attempting to shift the blame from her own public actions, aligning with Lauren, to your reaction, speaking out. 1. I'm so sad that you have been holding this in so long. I'm so sad that you have felt so invalidated and unseen. I couldn't watch tonight, but many people are telling me about it. This message sets the stage by appearing empathetic, but it's a common and subtle manipulative tactic. Condescension and pity. The phrase, "I'm so sad that," is not an apology. It's a statement of pity. It reframes your righteous anger and betrayal as a pitiable emotional state. It positions you as a person who is holding this in, implying emotional instability, rather than a person who is logically reacting to a public betrayal. Emotional deflection. Notice the focus is entirely on your feelings, felt so invalidated and unseen, and not on the facts that caused those feelings. Her alliance with Lauren, her criticism of your parents. This tactic dismisses the legitimacy of your grievance and reduces it to a purely emotional issue, making it your problem, not hers. Passive surveillance. The line, "I couldn't watch tonight, but many people are telling me about it," is a subtle power move. It communicates. 1. I am not engaging with your content directly, a form of dismissal. 2. You are being watched and discussed by others, implying you are creating drama and that she has a team. 2. I'm just worried for you, because these people who hate Lauren, I'm worried they will find a reason to hate you too.
That bothered
I'm
me.
disappointed that you chose to air your concerns publicly
Hate you.
instead of just calling me. I'm here. I'm open to speak to you. Please talk to me instead of talking about me. Please allow me the opportunity to hear what you have to say instead of assuming what you think I feel. This message is the core of the manipulation. It's packed with blame shifting and gaslighting. Gaslighting, reframing as concern. The "I'm just worried for you" opening is a classic attempt to gaslight you. It reframes your valid, conscious decision to speak out as a naive or dangerous mistake. She is positioning herself as the wise protector, and you as a gullible person being used by these people who hate Lauren. It's a subtle threat. If you continue, you will be attacked, and it will be your own fault. Guilt-tripping and tone policing. I'm disappointed that you chose to air your concerns publicly instead of just calling me. This is the primary blame shift. The focus is no longer on her betrayal. The new crime is that you didn't handle your grievance in the way she preferred. She is tone policing you, criticizing the method of your complaint to avoid addressing the substance of it. Playing the victim. Please talk to me instead of talking about me. This masterfully flips the script. Suddenly, she is the one who has been wronged, being talked about. You are now the aggressor, and she is the victim, which completely ignores the public actions she took first that prompted your response. Tactic: gaslighting, denying your observation. Instead of assuming what you think I feel. This is a powerful gaslighting statement. You aren't assuming her feelings, you are observing her actions, her public support for Lauren, her criticism of your parents. By reframing your observation of her actions as an assumption about her feelings, she is attempting to invalidate your entire premise. 3. The things you are saying about me are not true. This is the final, most direct form of gaslighting. Tactic: classic gaslighting, blanket denial. After the softer attempts of pity and guilt-tripping fail, this is the brick wall. It's an absolute, flat denial of your reality. It doesn't specify what is untrue. It's a blanket statement designed to make you question your own observations, your memory, and your sanity. You are stating what you have seen her do and say, "Oh," and she is simply replying, "That did not happen," or "That is not true." It's a tactic meant to end the conversation and leave you isolated with your own false perception of reality. In summary, these texts are not a genuine attempt at reconciliation. They are a playbook for avoiding accountability. The strategy is to 1. Patronize you by framing your anger as sadness. 2. Guilt trip you for how you reacted. 3. Gaslight you by suggesting you're being used and that your observations are just assumptions. 4. Deny your reality outright when all else fails.
And I hope that in looking at this case, people have a better understanding of cyberbullying and cyber stalking, but also to recognize the signs and symptoms in other people around us. If you notice somebody becoming obsessive about someone or something, if you notice a big behavior change, if you notice that they're not being honest about simple things and that's a new thing for them, it might be time to have a conversation, either with them or with someone who can help them.
Yeah, so I just wanted to share that. Oh, let's get the hell
Here
out
is
of
an
Erica
analysis
Kirk's
of
pageant. Right. Don't want to be in Erica Kirk's pageant. Not today. Not today. So, yeah, I mean, it just, again, it's especially through all this stuff. ChatGPT, I use, let me see. I'll show you. Well, let me make sure I can show you. I don't want to share any personal information. Lord. I have them open, but this is a good one. Let's see. Somebody was asking how ChatGPT works. What is it? And like, I'll show you. I'll show you. I use the Gemini, Google Gemini. Okay. Where you come in and I mean, it's helped me over here to the left. It's helped me to put my thoughts and my research, all these ideas that there is nobody to copy off of. Basically, there's nobody. Like, there's no other. This is such a unique situation, case. Um, it's wild. So it's helping me to put thoughts, put words to description words so that I can share it. And so that's how Chat GPT has helped me. It like this, it helps me have a difficult research live stream generator. It helps me to create a title that encompasses, like, I'll take all the information or a description of it and I'll just type it in this box and it has no, I mean, it just looks like crap, right? Because it's just all my little thoughts and put them into this box and I push the little arrow to go and then it comes up with 3 different, it helps me to figure out what the hell I'm doing and what I'm trying to say and a better way to explain what I'm talking about, because it's so, the stuff that I talk about that I research because of Lori and Chad is so dynamic. It's everywhere. Like, I've had to learn about law. I've had to learn about the court system, uh, psychology, MK Ultra, ritual abuse, the Mormon Church, all the things. And I mean, I didn't go to school for that. So, yeah. So this is what I do. And so that's what I mean by Chat GPT. And so I basically copied and pasted the text from Megan. And I'm like, are there any manipulative statements? Are there, or language being used? Is there, because it's subtle And you don't really realize that. And I think it helps. To me, it helps. Okay. I know Chat GPT. Oh, thank you. Thank you, T. Adams. Appreciate you. Been here for a long time. Appreciate you. So let's see. Let me get back on track. Okay. Yeah. Allegedly helps me with my thoughts, right? Till until I get distracted, but it's okay. That comes with the territory. I'm human. It's called human. And however, this AI Chat GPT is not human. Yes, there are stories of it doing some really harmful things and saying things, but I try to be nice to my Chat GPT so that when robots take over, mine will have been trained nicely. I say thank you and everything sometimes. Haha, I hope you joke. I mean, I hope you get the joke, right? Anyways. Okay. I like to be a goofball too. Another thing that I want to talk about is like hidden true crime. Well, I thought I had it on the right spot, but I might have moved it. Let me see. And we're going to talk about, well, hold on. Let me not get too crazy. Let's see. What is this? Okay. So I'm going to share this instead. Okay. Because this is kind of what happened and how I got to where I'm at. And we're going to go through the process. So I asked Chat GPT. There was this, let me grab the link. I put it at the bottom for some, no, not in that one. Let me refresh it. Okay. Oh, yeah. Hold on. Let's see. Let me get back to my home. Let's see which one. Oh, okay. Okay. I put it in a different one. So I just need the link. It's not on there too. The hell, crush a K. All right, let me go. God dang. I can really jack some things up, huh? It's a lot of information to keep track of because it's like not only the case, but now sublets, like sub issues from the case. It's not just Lori and Chad and their cult. Now it's distracting me from digging in and busting the door down on all the other connections. But because Lauren acted like an asshole, it's also opened up a lot of interesting connections. Yeah. So let me pull it up. Here it is. All right, let me share this screen. So let me make sure. Okay, I am. All right. So this kind of goes hand in hand with shit. I'll play this first and then I'll show you the text message that I received right before I went live that Sunday, October 26th, and then woke up the next morning to my video being struck by Lauren of Hidden True Crime. Still in litigation over that. So we'll go over that too. But yeah, so I got browbeat, I guess you could say. I'll share it. It'll give me time to go find it. So this is Annie Elise, serialously, 10 to Life YouTuber. She went on The Juicy Scoop with Heather McDonald on April 24th, 2025. So this year in April. And it says true crime expert Annie Elise from Serialously Pod is here. Karen Reed is on trial for killing her boyfriend, allegedly. Is she guilty or is this a police cover-up? The Idaho quadruple murder trial is approaching. We cover Brian Kober's legal defense and what the judge is allowing. Lori Vallow was convicted of conspiracy to murder her fourth husband. What will the Mendez? Okay, so you get it. So I'll pull the transcript too because That's what I pulled. I pulled it. I go and I copy and I paste and I run it through, and it helps me to figure this complex web of crap out. Okay. So this is where a lot of us thought that it was Grayson doing this, but
got it right. Can you imagine if we like let this person go or had found her not guilty, and you learn all of these other things after the fact? It's just such a heavy responsibility.
In your opinion, how soon, if she doesn't already have some male pen pals writing her?
Oh, I'm sure she already does. I have some juicy scoop for you, actually.
Give it to me.
So a girl who used to work for me, okay, in the true crime circuit, who went to these trials, I found out that she has been messaging with Lori, putting money on her books, pretending to be a Mormon herself, that she's like relating to her on all sorts of levels. I sent her to the first Lori trial, and I never knew any of this. And I just found this out maybe 2 weeks ago. I was so sick to my stomach. Like, I couldn't sleep. I was like, because she started messaging her while she was covering the first trial. And so I don't know if it was like she was fangirling over her or became so fixated she didn't realize like this is real life. She's not a celebrity, because you know how people are like obsessed with Chris Watson stuff too.
Right.
But full on started like a pen pal relationship with her.
So wait, this girl was working for you like with research and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
And so how had you already let her go before you found this out?
She left. Yeah, she left and works with another with a different news company.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it could be like a lesbian thing?
No. I think it's more of a fangirl type situation.
And just wanting to get close?
Yeah. And like,
and just being the one that's like, I'm the closest to this woman and all.
But she's not sharing it with anybody. That's what's so bizarre. She never told me that they were in contact, and this started while she was still working for me.
So how do you message someone?
They have prison portals where it's almost like email.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
But she didn't. But not to your knowledge, has she gone to visit in person?
Not to my knowledge.
And then she gives her money for like the noodles or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh my
God. And like created a whole fictitious backstory of her own upbringing. She's not Mormon. She said she like did all of this research trying to relate.
Connect,
yeah. And just bizarre. So bizarre. And she was at this trial covering it too for the new company that she works for.
Crazy.
Which I'm like, do you have any integrity? Like,
no.
And yeah, it goes so beyond that too, because she has advocated to be an ally for the two kids, that she has talked with some of the like the family members, Kay and Larry, and
the grandparents of the
grandparents.
Boy.
Yes. Yeah. Sorry. I think I said survivors. Meanwhile, she's messaging Lori and befriending her. It's so sick. It makes me sick.
I do think there's a lot of fangirling, with it. Why women, marry the Menendez brothers and things like that. Okay, where do you land on the Menendez? Where are we now? With the Menendez brothers and resentencing hearings and all of this.
So I believe they had a hearing last week, and now the next one is pushed to May.
Okay, hush. So I'm going to go back to that other report that I had pulled up. Too many. Okay, and we're just going to kind of walk through this, okay? So I was like, pinpoint what Annie Elise is implying in this excerpt. If Annie Elise calls her friend who reports on these trials Lauren Matthias, then what is Annie implying was told to her by Lauren? Because it's a little hairy. Okay. And so it's the interview, and it says, in your opinion, how soon until she gets some male pen pals writing her? Oh, I'm sure she already does. I have some juicy scoop for you. All right, give it to me. So again, you just heard all that. I'm not going to read all that again. Okay. Oh, shit. So this is a much more complex and specific interpretation of the events. Oh, shit. Where's my stuff? This is not right. It's like I have two different documents or something. Oh, okay. I see. All right. My bad. It's this one. Allegedly. All right. So we're going to go with like the initial analysis of what that was, that transcript that Annie Elise just shared. And it was a lot of vague language. So based on the premise of my question, Annie Elise is implying that Lauren Matthias told her absolutely nothing about this. So I'm like, what the hell? The core of Annie's juicy scoop and her feeling of betrayal is that the entire pen pal relationship was a secret. She explicitly states, she never told me that they were in contact. Quote, I just found this out maybe 2 weeks ago, unquote. The implication is that the information was discovered through a third party or a leak, not from Lauren herself, right? The secrecy is a central part of Annie's grievance. So I asked another question. What Annie Elise is implying about Lauren. Assuming the girl is Lauren Matthias, Annie Elise is using this anecdote to imply that Lauren is deeply unethical. See, I don't understand the logic behind this either. I'm trying. She claims Lauren began this pen pal relationship while she was employed by Annie. So I know that's not right, So that would be, we'll get there. But this is the initial response. Employed by Annie to cover the first trial of Lori's, which is a massive journalistic commentary conflict of interest. Keep that in mind. Two-faced and deceptive. This is the main charge. Annie is incensed that Lauren would advocate, except it's not Lauren. Just know that. It's really Lindsay is who they're shaming. She's shaming. Would advocate to be an ally for the victims and interact with the victims' grandparents, Kay and Larry, and me. Meanwhile, she's messaging Lori and befriending her. Annie calls this so sick. Manipulative. She implies Lauren, quote, created a whole fictitious backstory, unquote, quote, pretending to be a Mormon, unquote, and, quote, did all this research trying to relate, unquote. Also, keep that in mind. All this research. Just to get close to Lori. And obsessed and fangirling. Annie dismisses the idea of a romantic relationship or quote unquote lesbian thing and instead diagnoses the behavior as a bizarre fixation, comparing it to people obsessed with Chris Watts. Mad words. She implies Lindsay is a fangirl who doesn't see Lori as a real life murderer, but as a celebrity. This is a whole fucking problem. Not just in this case. We're looking at you, Gypsy. Financially supporting a murderer. She notes that Lauren was putting money on her books for noodles or whatever, actively providing material support. But then I gave it a little more context because of what my source told me and that I shared my last live stream, not with allegedly innocent, but with Stephanie. So I think it was Thursday. At the very end of my live, I read my source's statement, cleaned it up, removed any kind of personal giveaways. I didn't want to out my source at all. And it's pretty sick. So with what my source said, I kind of filled in some of the context to kind of figure out what's being said here. Okay. And so it came back with, this is a much more complex and specific, interpretation of the events. You are correct to pivot based on your new information. The quote, girl who used to work for me that Annie Elise is describing is not Lauren Matthias. No. Instead, you are suggesting this person is Lindsay and Lauren's role in the story is as the different news company that hired Lindsay after she left Annie. If we accept this premise, here is what Annie Elise is implying. So with this new context, okay, the pivot, this is what is being said, allegedly. What Annie is implying about Lindsay. She is directly accusing this former employee, Lindsay, of a massive, sick ethical violation. Secretly fangirling Lori while being paid to cover the trial, Lindsay allegedly initiated a pen pal relationship with Lori Vallow. Deceit and manipulation. She created a whole fictitious backstory pretending to be Mormon to relate to Lori. Did she? Financially supporting Lori. She was putting money on her books for commissary items. Extreme hypocrisy. This is Annie's main point. She finds it so sick that this person was simultaneously advocating to be an ally for the victims and speaking with the grandparents, Kay and Larry, while secretly befriending their family's murderer. What Annie is implying about Lauren Matthias. In this scenario, Annie is not accusing Lauren of messaging Lori. Instead, she is implying that Lauren, as the different news company, has she's hired a compromised person. The implication is that Lauren's new employee, Lindsay, is unethical, duplicitous, and has no integrity. She believes that Lauren has shown poor judgment by hiring this person. Lauren has associated her brand, Hidden True Crime, with someone who has a sick obsession with a child murderer. Failed to vet her staff. Annie is shocked that this person was at the next trial, covering it too for the new company. This implies Lauren is unaware, or worse, doesn't care, that her employee has this deeply compromised relationship with the subject she's covering. The core of Annie's complaint in this version is about her ex-employee's behavior, and the implication about Lauren is one of guilt by association, that this is the kind of person Lauren Matthias employs. What is not in the excerpt, I'm just going to read it for purposes. I don't know. It is important to note that all specific details I mentioned about Ashley Banfield, the referral, the cease and desist, the sabotaging, and the hiring of Grayson are not in this podcast excerpt. They're not. Annie did not say any of these things. This is stuff I added context to or questioned. These are things that I questioned. Annie's story on Juicy Scoop ends with her stating that the employee now works for a different news company and is a hypocrite for talking to Kay and Larry. The complex employment drama you described is external information. So just right. Full stop. Just full transparency. So now I'm going to have to share Friday's live. And that way, because it's a statement that I read Friday. So let me see. Let me open this up. Oh, no, that's not it. That's not it. Damn it. Okay, I must have closed it. Okay. Okay. Live. Friday, Thursday. Okay. And open. Ooh, okay. I'm trying to. It's going to be a little confusing because I had to kind of get it together while I was live with Stephanie and until I could get it together. So let's see. In Duality Reality, it asked me about it. And so that's what it sparked me to do it. I've got to find it. So I don't know if you want to talk while I look. That way I don't sound like a freaking idiot because I do right now.
No, it's okay. So I didn't actually even realize that there was anything like that in the Mormon doctrine until several years after I left the church. Like, you duped me. It was the Satanist.
Just gonna skip.
But they're
give me time to find it. Right. It's a lot of piecing together you have to do just to get to the damn truth.
It's not something
it's bad. You know, it really sucks because you never know which side is gonna fly from.
I know.
And they don't give a shit. Okay. They just straight up do not care. Apparently.
Apparently.
Okay, wait.
Allegedly.
No, that's I had to warn Colby first because what I was going to share from my source affects Colby too. So that's what I'm saying. I don't like to blindside, especially if I can prevent that another family member victim being blindsided with bullshit that shouldn't involve them, but yet it does. It's pretty gross.
Toes down, that's what
white
the kids
toad
say.
and everything. I told you.
To it.
I'm sorry.
You were born to the child. It's better to be affected by it.
Almost. You?
Yeah.
Or what? You had to go.
No, my daughter came home because
All right. I mean, come on now. Now I'm embarrassed. I have it cut already in
and lose
StreamYard,
whatever
but
standing/position they have in the
let me grab the
church.
transcript. That'll
CS.
be better.
They are brought before one of the councils, depending on the severity, and at the very least, this event brings immense shame on the person and their family, or, at its most severe, torture, mutilation, and death. The peacemaker.
I'm going to pause it so it can stop flipping on me. Mm-mm. Sorry. Thanks for your patience. All right, here we go. Okay, ready? Go.
People need to be exposed. Like, if you're going to be, I don't know, if you want to be a public figure, please expect to be researched.
So, y'all, I'm
how it
ready
should be,
to
though.
expose. Ready for some exposure?
Okay, let's do it.
All right. So, I'm still nervous. All right, so this is a public. I had to run all this stuff through a Chat GPT in order to just protect my source and to protect me and just to kind of word it all together. Okay, so I'm just going to read it. So it says, "Hello, everyone. I need to share some information that has come to my attention from a trusted confidential source. This is someone who has been involved in covering cases and, God dang it, used to you could move the damn thing and
without
has
it
had
disturbing
direct
everything.
interactions with many of the people involved. And for their own protection and to prevent professional and or personal retaliation, their identity will remain confidential. I am the vault. But they felt it was critical for me and for the public to know this information. Okay, here's what my source has shared with me regarding Lauren Matthias of Hidden True Crime. Lauren Crime. Okay, anyways. Number one, on allegations of professional sabotage. Let me make sure here.
Yeah. Thank you.
So
Allegedly.
my source states that there has been a significant pattern of hypocrisy and professional sabotage. While this individual has publicly claimed to be a victim of online harassment and cancel campaigns, my source alleges that this person has been doing the exact same thing to others behind the scenes. I am told this includes, but is not limited to, I'm going to add that in there, contacting the employers and professional networks of other content creators to report them for trivial things in an attempt to damage their careers, actively working to keep other creators and journalists from getting opportunities on major network productions such as Dateline or Netflix documentaries, using sock accounts, anonymous alternate accounts, that's what it is, to leave one-star reviews on the work of others. So petty. Organizing and participating in private Reddit campaigns to discredit people they see as competition.
No,
they
it's not.
see. My source has also seen text messages where this individual speaks horribly about other creators who are, ironically, now publicly supporting her. I'm going to add in here because I saw this. Talks shitty about Megan Connor and about Trisha. Okay. Let's see. Okay, I already read that. Number 2, on silencing critics. According to my source, the recent very public campaign against another creator, Christina, was never about stalking or harassment, which I mean, I found out the other way. My source states that this was an attempt to silence someone who had receipts, and that's in quotes, had receipts.
That's what I thought.
Christina, and I believe my mom might be one. I believe that's what my mom said when she came on my channel and that got struck down. I hope it comes back up today. It did not go back up that day or today. But just to clarify right there, I was saying, I believe my mom said that she saw evidence of screenshots back whenever she first learned about it at the trial. That's what I meant. And then again, I don't speak for my mom. So, just going to clear that's for her. I'm just saying, I just remember her saying something about that in the live stream that Lauren struck down and is fighting me via copyright as we speak. And wait till you hear what the hell she claimed, y'all. Oh my God, I was pissed. I still am pissed. Not surprised. Okay, my source states that this was an attempt to silence someone who had receipts. Christina had apparently mentioned being the, quote, keeper of the screenshot that can burn your false kingdom to the ground, unquote. And this caused Lauren to get very scared. The goal was always about silencing a critic, not ever about genuine fear. Yep. Number 3. Here we go. Whew. Y'all ready to be pissed off? Okay. No, that Stephanie is not the same Stephanie. I know who you're talking about. The other Stephanie that was a mod for Hidden True Crime was from like Louisiana, New Orleans, somewhere. Stephanie, my guest, is somebody who followed that channel, Hidden True Crime, for many years, as well as mine, as well as other. She's, from Utah, former Mormon. And yeah, she trusted me with her story, and we shared it over 3 days, I think. And it was like Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of last week. So she's a beautiful soul. Source has also provided stuff. Okay. Go. Ever about genuine fear. Number 3. Here we go. Whew. Y'all ready to be pissed off? Okay. My source has also provided disturbing details about the emails sent to Lori Vallow while she was incarcerated in Arizona, I want to say. It doesn't say that, but I think so. I am told that this entire effort was all Lauren. That's in quotes, all Lauren. She, quote, called the shots, unquote, but was determined that it, quote, can't come back on me, unquote. Mm. Here is the plan my source detailed. Yes. All right, I'm going to fast forward. Jason came in. No, thank you, babe. Okay, so basically I'm told that this entire effort was all Lauren. She called the shots, but was determined that it can't come back on me. That's what Lauren said, apparently, allegedly. Here is the plan my source detailed. It's from my source. The letters in question sent to Lori were allegedly written by Lauren Matthias and an associate, Sarah Nelson, whoever that is. They reportedly used a third party, Lindsay, as the vessel to send the emails. This was strategic because Lindsay was not LDS and wasn't known. She wasn't known by Lori. So she could, wait, what? Hold on. They reportedly used a third party, Lindsay, as the vessel to send these emails. And this was strategic, and Lindsay was not LDS and wasn't known. So she could be the one to hit send while Lauren and Sarah wrote the content because of, they're Mormon. Lindsay was the front. The purpose of the letters being written by 2 women active in the Mormon faith was to, quote, show validity in Mormonism, unquote, to Lori. Here we go. Number 4, on involving victim family members. This is the part I find the most disturbing. My source states that there was a plan to involve one of the victim's family members, Colby, as a ruse. The plan was allegedly to try and secure an exclusive interview with Lori Vallow. If Lori agreed to the interview, the plan was to promise her that the money made from that interview would be given to Colby, but Colby is not aware of this. My source was very clear that they believe Lindsay was unaware of this part of the planning involving Colby. She was basically just like a mule or whatever. A handler. I don't know what you call it. My source also expressed extreme concern that this information could devastate Colby. Okay. And that is the last thing anyone wants. I'm not going to elaborate further on that point other than to state what my source told me. That was the plan. And it shows the depths to which this individual allegedly went involving victim, family members in these schemes. Really? So there's that shit.
Oh, they were going to just use Colby.
Yeah.
And then be like, oh, we did this great thing for you.
after her 9-hour diatribe, look, my voice is fucking shaking, okay? After the 9-hour diatribe, okay, what, 4 days later, they had Colby on, and then John's like, "I wanna adopt you," or something? Was that then, or was that the time before? Just I don't remember.
I think it was the
There was
time
so much
before, but
going
it
on.
was all that stuff was still going on.
Yeah. I mean,
Like,
unbeknownst to Colby, unbeknownst to any of us besides freaking
makes me sad. You can't like anyone.
fucking bull. So just before, because I kinda go off after this, but again, still reserved. It sucks. I don't wanna be sued, and I don't wanna be tied up in litigation with, this, person. I'll just say person. Okay. That's just the easier way right now. So, what that was me reading my source's statements to me, okay? And my source kind of puts the context behind what I was sharing with you earlier about Annie Elise, let's watch that again with what we just found out, actually. Hopefully, yeah, I still have it up. So let's back that up. Let me hold on. I gotta type the new word in. Scoop. Oh well, that's the name of the show, so probably not a good word. Let's say. Okay. Here.
In your opinion, how soon, if she doesn't already have some male pen pals writing her?
Oh, I'm sure she already does. I have some juicy scoop for you, actually.
Give it to me.
So, a girl who used to work for me, okay, in the true crime circuit, who went to these trials, I found out that she has been messaging with Lori, putting money on her books, pretending to be a Mormon herself, that she's like relating to her on all sorts of. I sent her to the first Lori trial, and I never knew any of this, and I just found this out maybe 2 weeks ago. I was so sick to my stomach, like I couldn't sleep. I was like, because she started messaging her while she was covering the first trial. And so I don't know if it was like she was fangirling over her or became so fixated she didn't realize like this is real life. She's not a celebrity, because you know how people are like obsessed with Chris Watson stuff too.
Right.
So what you're having to do here, I forgot to even preface this. I'm sorry. I just assumed that people just catch on, but it's a lot. It's so tangled, thanks to Lauren, in my opinion, that now we have to go through all this bullshit just to get to what she was actually trying to suppress when she created the whole facade of having a stalker. So if my theory is correct, which it really seems this way, and I will be more than willing, more than happy to correct myself if along the way I find out any different. I am not above, being accountable. Like I'm all about it. So the whole thing is, if it's not Lindsay that was, I mean, she technically was writing the letters, but because her boss at the time, if you think about that, Lauren and this other chick, Sarah, they're Mormon. Okay. So there was no research going on. You know what I'm saying? There's no research. Lindsay, there's a lot of names and they all start with L. It doesn't help. So Lindsay, who's not Mormon, was maybe put up by her boss, Lauren, Hidden True Crime, to be the person that pins the letters and sends the letters, the face. She's the front of the operation, if you know what I'm saying. But Lauren was behind it. Like her whole thing was, okay, to get an interview with Colby, and then the alleged incentive for Lori to do that, to grant Lauren an interview, would be to incentivize her and say that she was going to pay Colby any proceeds that came from that. Colby didn't know effing thing about this. So that it's just gross. So this person, what it tells me is that Annie Elise was told by Lauren that Lindsay did all this shit when it was really Lauren. Okay. That's just the gist of it. That's the meat of the situation. So when you put it in that context, all the disgusting opinions and the rhetoric or whatever is because of whomever is writing Lori, whoever is putting money on Lori's books, whoever is, befriending Lori Daybell while also interacting with Colby, Mom, Larry, other family members at the same time. So what it looks like to me is that Lindsay was painted as this stalker psycho bitch. Okay. Remember that? And also Christina is the stalker. You know what I'm saying? Like she's pinning this crime or this action, this behavior on another person, and it's not her at all. It's Lauren. That's the whole gist of the story. And that's two examples of framing innocent people or people that she gets to, you know what I'm saying? Like, well, I can't say do her bidding because I don't think Christina did her bidding, but Lindsay didn't know, and your boss tells you to do something. Whatever. I don't hold any anger or resentment or disdain with Lindsay. Okay. I understand what kind of person she's dealing with Lauren. And I think it just says more about Lauren, who said, it cannot come back to me. Why? So you can remain white and delightsome. And yeah, that's a Mormon pun. Just saying. It's gross.
I sent her to the first Lori trial.
Let me back it up.
Oh, I'm sure she already does. I have some juicy scoop for you, actually.
Give it to me.
So a girl who used to work for me, okay, in the true crime circuit, who went to these trials, I found out that she has been messaging with Lori, putting money on her books, pretending to be a Mormon herself, that she's like relating to her on all sorts of levels. I sent her to the first Lori trial, and I never knew any of this. And I just found this out maybe 2 weeks ago. I was so sick to my stomach. Like, I couldn't sleep. I was like, because she started messaging her while she was covering the first trial. And so I don't know if it was like she was fangirling over her or became so fixated she didn't realize like this is real life. She's not a celebrity, because you know how people are like obsessed with Chris Watson stuff too.
Right.
But full on started like,
because she wanted an interview with Lori. Okay. Yeah.
a pen pal relationship with her.
So wait, this girl was working for you like with research and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so how had you already let her go before you found this out?
She left. Yeah, she left and works with another, with a different news company.
In the chat.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it could be like a lesbian thing?
No. I think it's more of a fangirl type situation.
And just wanting to get close?
Yeah. And
just being the one that's like, I'm the closest to this woman and all.
But she's not sharing it with anybody. That's what's so bizarre. She never told me that they were in contact, and this started while she was still working for me.
So how do you message someone?
They have prison portals where it's almost like email.
Oh,
mm-hmm.
But she didn't. But not to your knowledge, has she gone to visit in person?
Not to my knowledge.
And then she gives her money for like the noodles or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And like created a whole fictitious backstory of her own upbringing. She's not Mormon. She said she like did all this research trying to relate.
Connect,
yeah. And just bizarre. So bizarre. And she was at this trial covering it too for the new company that she works for.
Crazy.
Which I'm like, do you not have any integrity? Like,
no.
And
right, Lauren?
Yeah, it goes so beyond that too, because she has advocated to be an ally for the two kids, that she has talked with some of the the family members, Kay and Larry, and
the grandparents of the
grandparents.
Boy.
Yes. Yeah. Sorry, I think I said survivors. Meanwhile, she's messaging Lori and befriending her. It's so sick.
It's not Lindsay.
It makes me sick.
I do think there's a lot of fangirling, with it. Why women, marry the Menendez brothers and things like that. Okay, where do you land on the Menendez? Where are we now with the Menendez brothers and resentencing hearings and all of this?
So I believe they had a hearing last week, and now the next one is pushed to May, to where they will be resentenced.
Right. Okay. And we're just trying to weed through the damn lies. So it's hard, and yeah, thank you. I think you say it's Shaboogies. I don't know. That's how I'm going to say it. You can correct me. I have the name Kresha. Trust me. You can thank Kay Ballard Woodcock for that. She named me. But yeah, see, that's why I never deleted my tweet. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. Even though I got reamed over sharing it. Okay. And I'm about to share that with y'all too. But yeah, Kathy, we're just sitting here trying to figure out all the bullshit, right? And I'm not gonna, I didn't do anything to begin with. So I'm not gonna sit here and like try to reason with people that I believe are delusional, in my opinion. Like, I don't do the dirty, toxic, like, I had a sister-in-law that was so messy. Oh my God. And I hated it. It makes your stomach, like, it makes my stomach turn inside out. I don't like drama. I don't like that kind of environment. It's very unsettling to me. So I try to steer clear and not feed the drama, the vampires. I try not to I won't even respond because I'm not even about to fan it. Okay. Period. It's not going to be for me. And so that's just kind of the way I learned to handle it. I'm not saying it's the best way, but I gray rock I just cut them off. That's what I do. Like, that's what I did with Joe. That's what I did with Megan. And so what I'm about to share. Yeah. So I don't have it all straight, but I think this didn't happen during the first Lori trial. And I was thinking the same thing. I really think that this had more to do with the memorial for the kids, which was during Chad's trial. And that's when I met Lindsay and Lauren and Megan and, and Sarah, this lady named Sarah. I don't know if it's the same Sarah. I didn't catch her last name, but she helped put it on. And I don't know if it's the same Sarah that wrote a declaration that had all those damn credentials behind her name. If so, I mean, I feel kind of bad on that part because she allegedly paid for the memorial service or sponsored it or whatever the hell. I don't know. I wasn't there. I mean, I was there, but I don't stick my nose in all the business, So, but I mean, if it's that Sarah, then it's the same one that has, that worked for Mitt Romney's campaign and all other kind of weird, interesting connections. Okay. She worked for the legislation and yada, yada, yada. Anyways, I don't know that much about her. I'm grateful and thankful for the memorial that she helped provide for Tylee and JJ, but I'm not down for this shit. So, it is what it is. Don't do it if you don't want to ever get found out. Okay. Don't do it. That's just the moral of the story, and it sucks, but own it and then move on and apologize for it. That'd be great. And then do better. Okay. We ain't got to be friends. Just do better. It's so simple. And so all this was 100% avoidable. All of this fallout, them basically crashing their channel, their brand and looking like unethical. I gotta try and be nice. It's a lot. It's a lot to process too. Because to me, it reminds me of Lori and Chad and their elaborate schemes to only, go ahead and kill and murder Lori's own two children, her babies. They call her mom. That's what they called her. And then Charles, to just be so betrayed. I believe Joe too. Okay, I believe this happened to Joe too. And Tammy. Like, these people did not deserve this. But I feel like the level of planning and orchestrating, I'll use Lori and Chad's own words before, from their trials and their case, they orchestrated, or they were projecting that people were orchestrating things against them, a conspiracy, of the Gadian robbers and all the things. But again, projection shows that it's those who are accusing are the ones that are doing. That's what I learned. That was my big takeaway. Okay. So to me, it's like Lauren, in my opinion, has orchestrated all of this stuff. Always. Always. He's always included. Definitely. Never knew him or Tammy, but I mean, they are forever in my quest, my mission, whatever, my journey for justice. And they're always part of my life and this family and this story and forever, you know? Sucks. It really does. Just a lot of people, a lot of people who didn't deserve to die. And it's people like Lori, Chad, and in my opinion, Lauren, who want to control everybody. Okay. That's where we start to have some issues, especially when they think that they don't have any kind of, they don't have to like be held accountable. That's bullshit. Okay. Like everybody has to be held accountable. Our president of the United States, our the Queen of England. I mean, all the people have to be held accountable because once they believe they're exalted, okay, like Lori Vallow Daybell did, then oh shit, there's going to be some victims in the wake. Okay, are they alive? Are they dead? Where are the bodies? So I know I might be a little extreme in this instance, okay, but or in this, and you know, just in what I'm saying, but because it happened and it already happened before. So in our family, in our case, in this story, so it's like I see the same kind of red flags going off for Lauren, and it's concerning. It also makes me feel really uneasy, especially for their child. Because like Tylee and JJ, they were murdered because they fell through the cracks and because they were kids and they can't just run. And that's their mother, you know? So you trust your mom, your mommy, mom. She makes sure, you know, helps you when you're sick. And she brings comfort and wisdom and just so many beautiful, you know, just soft, kind moments, beautiful moments of what a mother is supposed to do. And how I saw it, whenever what I did was I would take like transcript directly from source, from video, you know, whatever video Lauren, the 9-hour video, you know, I took transcript and I ran it through. I did the same thing for the follow up they did, her and John. Well, another video they scheduled over me. Okay. This is just par for the course with these people. That's been my experience. Overshadowed, minimized, if at all, recognized, okay? Never would Lauren mention me. Never would she promote me or try to, you know, make her community aware that I existed. Why? I mean, what did I do? What did I do to Lauren besides exist? And I just so happened to go this way in my research and in my grieving process to try and figure out what the fuck went wrong. What all failed my family members, you know? And there's so many things that did. There's so many things that failed them. And Lauren's one of those, in my opinion. Lauren and John, a disservice. And just betrayal to the nth level. Okay. Colby had to find out about this. Oh my God, 4 days after the 9-hour video of Lauren framing and trying to sway public opinion about Christina, in my opinion, again. And then 4 days later, they invite Colby on. And what it says to the community is, see, none of these things about me that are going to come out in these text messages can be true because, see, Colby, he's a family member. He's a victim and he believes me. He trusts me. So you must trust me too. That's what that does. And that was the upsetting thing for me with my parents, you know, back in September, October 2021, or no, it was April 2021 when I tried to tell my mom about what I believed Lori Hellis and Lauren were up to with the whole mental status of Lori, with her going into the mental hospital, becoming incompetent and incompetent, and how I remember, and I believe I do have a screenshot from their Patreon where they were talking about schizoaffective disorder and yada 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 yada. Okay, well, I'm not trained. I'm not an expert in all these different fields. Okay, so I just thought it very unethical if they were throwing out a diagnosis for Lori, who he has never treated or seen or, personally assessed. Then to me, that sounded really disingenuous and basically ethically wrong to me. But who am I? I'm just a nobody over here, right? They don't acknowledge me. And maybe that's why. Maybe I'm threatening to them. I don't know. Never was trying to be. Was just trying to find out what was behind, what went into my family's murders. What caused Lori and Chad to behave this way, to justify it this way? What's going on here? And I mean, again, we had more and more examples flying out of that community. That movement is the same movement as Lori and Chad, as Ruby and Jody, as Tim Ballard. It's the same thing. These people are just one huge movement of these doomsday end times accelerationalists who are trying to usher in, they're trying to bring on, incite, they're trying to take down civilization and usher in not Jesus Christ, but their core whore, their antichrist. So that's what this is. I know. Welcome to my world. This is NWO, New World Order, all day, every day. And that's really the bigger issue here, because that's what these people are trying to do. And there's so many more, not just this movement. It's huge. It's gigantic. It's all the elites. Okay. Glenn Beck, who's behind CrimeCon, who's also behind the 9/12ers, which is 9/12 Project, which Jason Mao is a part of. Jason Mao's series, the war chapters that he wrote that are tailored for children in the LDS faith, they are being used as teaching aids, teaching material in charter schools in Arizona. So what are we doing? We're militarizing the young, the youth. Okay. We're teaching them to be Captain Moroni's and blah, 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 blah. Be like Nephi kind of stuff, right? That kind of rhetoric. And to be accelerationalists, to engage in online battling or these threatening type DesNat online mob crews or whatever. And that goes back to 2007, whenever Elder Ballard was at a graduation ceremony in Hawaii, BYU, Hawaii. And he basically incited or enlisted, or whatever you want to call it, encouraged all of the graduates there, and anybody that can go back and read that talk from 2007 of Elder Ballard, of him saying to not let people define the beliefs of the church, and it's just more effective for people to take to the new media, which at that time, internet was becoming more and more, cell phones, all those things. It was really beginning to take the world by storm. And I don't mean to use the word storm, sorry. But so basically commanding them to, correct people. And so we wonder why there's hidden gems and why they do what they do. Well, because that's their culture. And that's what they were taught to do until they know any better. And right now they don't. So at least that's my opinion as an outsider looking in. So it also could have encouraged Lauren to even start her podcast, Hidden Productions, Hidden True Crime. Okay. I don't know if the church put her up to becoming like a controlled opposition, to kind of guide the narrative of this case. And when you have somebody, a power team, so to speak, especially in this case, that's their bread and butter. They created their entire podcast off of assessing, analyzing, diagnosing publicly for years, Lori and Chad and all the people surrounding them involved in this case. Okay. It also creates its own narrative and it distances it from the church. East Idaho News. I know people are going to freak out, but I'm just telling you what I found. You can do with it what you will. Okay. I'm not asking you to. I know what it's like when our cognitive dissonance is challenged. Okay. I get it. I get it. Okay. Because none of us are immune from it. Let me light my damn cigarette. Let me finish. Oh, wait. No, that was done. Okay. So, East Idaho News. Let me pull it up. I had it. And I'm just going to kind of read it. Again, take the information and just filter it. That's what I do. I'm not saying this is the know all be all. I'm not here to set a public narrative. I'm just here to inform. That's it. And I'm here to find out and give validity, give a voice to Tylee, JJ, Charles, Tammy, and Joe's voices. Okay. Because they were silenced. I never want to try and force something to fit because that does no justice for them, does no justice for the story, trying to force something. But this is where my research brings me. And I've spent every day for the last almost 7 years. Well, I say that it's 6.5 years. I've spent every day since then, and I'm not exaggerating, researching into all the aspects that I've found thus far into this case, into the people in this case, still doing it, and I'm going to continue to do it because it's opened my eyes to a much larger issue that it's like being a whistleblower and you never wanted to fucking be. And I know this sounds maybe insensitive when I say this, but I've even been like, oh my God, why can't these just be regular murders and not have all this bullshit attached to it? Because it's scary. And people die. People get silenced. People get cancel cultured. People get sabotaged without people even knowing it. People have other people watch over me. Because that's really what we're talking about. People were encouraged, enlisted. I don't know. I don't know what else to use because I wasn't there per se. I was just on the receiving end. But, a source told me and has shared it here before. Awen Reese has shared, and it confirmed what I was already feeling anyways at that time, where, Awen was asked by Lauren to keep me on the rails, because I'm asking I'm the problem child, basically. So keep me under wraps, keep me quiet. And then not only that, but also had a Facebook group of women that I really did trust. I really did. And look where that got me. But I trust people. But after that, you burn me, that's it. That's a wrap. You ain't going to do it again. So it's not my bad. It's Lauren's bad. If she really did do this, if she really did put people up to keep me within her bounds, that's called, bitch, no, I'm not your slave. And you're not my mommy. And you're not my boss. You don't pay my bills. Hell, if anything, you've stunted that, first off, by striking my video, not allowing it to get any kind of traction or, because it's criticizing you, or at least that's how you perceive it because you're a fucking control freak. That's just my opinion. That it is. You can't take that away from me as of right now. So until then, I'm going to keep expressing it because I'm really tired of how you treat me. I'm standing up to you, my bully, my aggressor, my abuser, allegedly. I'll give you that much because I'm not stupid, even though that's what you wrote about me, basically. Anyways, I am a threat to you. Why? Because you perceive it that way, Lauren. I've never threatened you. I've just spoken truth about you. And only until your 9-hour live, when you revealed yourself to me and exposed exactly who you were, that's when I started to be able to free myself from your ass. And I didn't know how entangled I was with you. It wasn't by my doing. Okay. So in order to like show respect, Lauren, you have to give it. You have to give respect. And then that'll come back to you. Why? Because you show it. That's how this works. And until you figure that out and start taking responsibility for the shit you put out, it's going to continue to happen this way for you. And you can't be a professional victim your entire life. Quit being a tragedy pimp. Quit being a trauma vulture. Quit being an opportunist. Quit being oh my God, let me slow down. An exploiter. Quit being, or start being yourself. Find you, girl. Be a good mom. Be a good wife. If you're not happy with John, leave him. Don't entangle him in years of freaking, divorce court. Don't be like Lori. Don't do that because you just look really, 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 really bad. It makes you look bad. You struck my video. You showed the light back to yourself is what you did. And it's almost worth it to me. You silenced me and my mom and Awen. Okay? By being a bitch and doing bitch moves. That's not how a real boss works. A lady boss, if you will. That's not how a powerful, strong woman is. That's not how they act. I don't know where you got your information from, but you might want to, check yourself. Because you suck. You're a shitty person. That's my experience. Allegedly. Anyways. And leave my fucking family alone. Ugh. And leave all the other fucking families alone too. It's like the worst fucking time in your life. When you're going through something, you're like actively looking for children, for our loved ones. Mourning already, my uncle's murder. This bitch is, Lori's on the loose with Chad and Hawaii and blah, 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 blah. And I mean, you heard it here first. You heard it here first. Get over all y'all who do this whole, you heard it here first shit. That is the most triggering. It's one of the triggering things that y'all do. Okay. We're not content. They're not your content. They're not monetary value, but they are to this world, to the people who deal with trauma vulture, being a trauma vulture, being an exploiter. To them, you have to be the right victim, be a good little victim now. Okay. I wasn't a good victim to them. I'm nobody's victim, first off. Okay. Let's just say that, because they like that. I'm not, you don't own anybody else. Okay. Like, you fucked up. You need to go back to the school and get your inversion undone. Okay. Because you're inverted, in my opinion, just like Lori and just like Chad and just like so many others that I research into this is weird. Anyways. All right. So I'm just going to share this too. So here's Adam Steed discussed how Frank Vandersloot. I'm just going to go into how this kind of works. Okay. With the East Idaho News and Hidden True Crime. Possibly. This is just a scenario. Adam Steed discusses how Frank Vandersloot invested tens of thousands to hundreds of thousands of dollars in mobile billboards to voice his opinion on the widespread abuse linked to the Boy Scouts of America sexual abuse scandal in the early 2000s. Vandersloot attempted to downplay the situation by claiming it was an isolated incident. In a previous interview with KIDI TV's Nate Eaton, Vandersloot revealed that after expressing his views through a blog about the reported abuse that Adam was whistleblowing about, the Boy Scouts of America. So after he wrote a blog, okay, I know y'all are like, who's Frank Vandersloot? And I know, but just let me read this and then we'll go and answer some questions, okay? He further intensified his stance by acquiring 5 stations from Bonneville Communications, a Mormon church-owned entity. That's just fun to note, right? This acquisition eventually led to the establishment of his news outlet, East Idaho News. Okay. This move is critically important as East Idaho News, with Nate Eaton as a prominent reporter, would become one of the most influential and authoritative news sources for the Daybell case. Given that Vandersloot, Eaton, Lori Vallow, and Chad Daybell are all active members of the same church, a troubling pattern emerges. Based on my 6+ years of research into this case and the church's history of problematic beliefs the Daybells used to justify my family's homicides, it appears to me that the case has been whitewashed by this news media company, allegedly. East Idaho News's coverage seems to be a deliberate attempt to whitewash and distance the crimes and extremist beliefs of Lori and Chad from their church. I've had that idea for a long time. And I know you're going, oh my God, no, Nate, he's so good. He's such a nice white guy. He's so Mormon. And you're just, I know, I did it too. But when people tell you to follow the money, that's what I did. I followed the money. And then I go to share the research that, you follow who's funding what and who's in whose pocket. People get pissed off at me. Whatever, whatever you gotta do. I don't know. I'm trying to get to the bottom of this entire thing and what's driving it, what drove Lori and Chad to do what they did. Who's the invested parties here? So this approach repeats Vandersloot's admitted. So this is interesting. Okay. Past behaviors indicate what? This approach repeats Vandersloot's admitted strategy from the Boy Scouts of America scandal to minimize or treat their crimes as isolated incidents. This narrative conveniently ignores that these are not isolated ideas, but rather part of a more widespread belief system. And that's what this is. Chad and Lori don't have followers, y'all. His belief system is so much wider because it's been capped that way, because it's been presented as these are just isolated events. Oh my God, they're just so crazy. She's obviously mentally ill and he's just, chud. And so we tend to just dismiss all the other things that factored into the making of Lori and Chad Daybell. Not just that, not just their belief system, but also what like prevented people from seeing what they were doing and practicing as any kind of red flag. No, they participated, or allowed them to like just accelerate in their master plan, their conspiracy to murder innocent people, possibly 5, but 4 they're convicted for. So this is a problem. And I think I want to address all the things that have not come to the surface. This is what Lauren should have been doing. This is what I'm saying. Do you see what I'm saying? This is what Nate should have been doing, being more transparent with, we've gotten shut down before for asking questions about East Idaho News and its origins. Not to mention that East Idaho News began the same week that Baby Dior went missing. And then I want to say I looked at CrimeCon YouTube channel earlier and, Baby Dior is one of the featured stories for Nate Eaton at CrimeCon. CrimeCon, the money behind that is Glenn Beck. You want to know who the money behind TPUSA is? Frank Vandersloot. Do you understand now? Please tell me you understand. At least know that these connections aren't just by chance. You have a Mormon billionaire in Southeast Idaho right there by Pocatello, right there by Rexburg, right there. Actually, the Lockheed Martin is who owned the building, or I'm sorry, did the renovations at the theater where this person that's friends with Lauren got for us to have the memorial there. It's and then Frank Vandersloot with Frank. Oh my God, like I start to frazzle because it's like that's who these people are. He's a Mormon billionaire. He's the wealthiest billionaire in Idaho. Period. He's campaigned, donated, big advocate for Mitt Romney back in 2012 during his campaign. And this is whenever Elder Ballard was accompanying Mitt Romney on the campaign trail. I don't know, proselytize. I don't know what the hell he was doing. I wasn't there, but these are the things that concerned me, and they should concern you too. That's why I've said so many times before, if you've been here, that this isn't just a me problem. This is a we problem. Like, we need to pay attention because Mormons, they're one of the pillars, one of the 5 pillars that make up this entire New World Order conspiracy type thing. Okay. There's the Jesuits, the Mormons. I really don't remember past that. I'm sorry. I'll get better at that. But it's so much. Okay. And I got to start with the little peons over here, the little sub problems like Lauren. Okay. Just these things we shouldn't have to be worried about these things, period. But the fact that we do, because people didn't do their job, or they only did them just enough to satisfy the public hunger and questions and curiosity, then dropped it right where it is, because I've been busy. I don't know. I've sent Lauren a couple things, and only to find out that she was in the same ward with some of these people, like Tom Harrison or Brenda and Dick Miles, who are accused of being in a sex ring in Bountiful, Utah, who Brenda Miles is the late president. He just died back in September. Prophet of the Mormon Church. Russell Ballard. I'm sorry. Russell Nelson. Oh my God. Their names, Russell M. Nelson, and then M. Russell Ballard is the other one. Okay. So it's a lot of people, a lot of names, a lot of affiliations, a lot of curious to the least. That's that's saying very little of these connections. Okay. So it's not just Chad and Lori. It's a network of people. Okay. So to minimize or treat their crimes as isolated events, this narrative conveniently ignores that these are not isolated events, but rather part of a more widespread belief system that many members of the church believe. But that's not what they say. Are they being honest with themselves? Do they do reflection? I don't believe everybody is evil. I don't believe everybody is bad or good, or, I'm not trying to be deluded or out of touch. I try. It's all I can do is bring these things up and learn. Vandersloot openly admitted his discontent with the victims of sexual abuse of the Boy Scouts of America. I'm sorry. Vandersloot openly admitted his discontent with the victims of sexual abuse who accused individuals within the Boy Scouts of America and his church, prompting him to acquire his own media outlet to spread his own biased narrative and counteract the allegations. So the same owner that owns East Idaho News also admitted to buying radio stations and TV stations from the church back in the day when Boy Scouts of America whistleblower Adam Steed came out and was accusing people of sexual abuse within the Boy Scouts organization and within the church. And in that interview with Nate Eaton, Frank is like, yeah, so I was writing a blog about it, and then I bought some radio stations and stations from the church and turned them into East. Nate would eventually go to work there, and not just work there, but Nate would also become co-owner of East Idaho News, that as of yesterday had 16 employees. Whatever. I'm all about it. Small business. Yes. Okay. But I'm also about transparency and follow the money, share the connections, the possibilities. Just consider it. Yeah, so I wrote it a couple times. Oh, here we go. So it's going to kind of repeat itself. Here's the edited version with my addition. So in his Mormon Stories podcast interview with John Dehlin, Adam Steed, who's also related to the whole Jody Hildebrandt story, okay, shared how Frank Vandersloot invested tens of thousands to hundreds of thousands of dollars in mobile billboards, advertising, propaganda, right? To voice his opinions on the widespread abuse linked to the Boy Scouts of America, or BSA, sexual abuse scandal in the early 2000s. Vandersloot attempted to downplay the situation by claiming it was an isolated incident, which is what happened to Lori and Chad. Please tell me you see that. In a previous interview with KIDI's TV's, I just messed that up too, Nate Eaton, Vandersloot revealed that after expressing his views through a blog about the reported abuse, he further intensified his stance by acquiring 5 stations from Bonneville Communications, a Mormon church-owned entity. So he's got it like that, where he can just go buy stations from the damn church. But not directly, right? Just like some other people we just heard about. Not directly. This is a front for the church. Just like Lauren said, it can't come back to me, in my opinion. This acquisition eventually led to the establishment of his news outlet, East Idaho News. This context is important because Steed and his family were whistleblowers from Pocatello, Idaho, which is where Lauren's from. This is the same town, where Lauren Matthias of Hidden True Crime was raised. Lauren's platform would later become the second largest source on the Daybell case that people would consume and learn about. Like Vandersloot and Eaton, she is also a believing Mormon. However, Lauren led many, including me, to believe that she had actually left the church. This provided a lot of relief, as it implied she would be reporting with a more critical view of her church experience and the actual harmful effects that the church has done. This makes East Idaho News one of the most influential sources on the Daybell case, with Hidden True Crime being the second largest. Given that the key figures behind both major news outlets, Vandersloot, Eaton, and Matthias, are active members of the same church as Lori Vallow and Chad Daybell, a troubling pattern emerges. Based on my 6+ years of research into this case and the church's history of problematic beliefs the Daybells used to justify my family's homicides. This is where it becomes relevant, right? It appears to me that the case has been whitewashed by these dominant media companies. The coverage seems to be a deliberate attempt to whitewash and distance the crimes and extremist beliefs of Lori and Chad from their church. This approach repeats Vandersloot's admitted strategy from the BSA scandal to minimize or treat their crimes as isolated incidents. This narrative conveniently ignores that these are not isolated ideas, but rather part of a more widespread belief system that many members of the church believe. Vandersloot openly admitted his discontent with the victims of sexual abuse. That sounds familiar. Who accused individuals within the Boy Scouts of America and his church. Sounds victim blamish to me, prompting him to acquire his own media outlet to spread his own biased narrative and counteract the allegations. Propaganda it's a hell of a drug. So based on that analysis, these factors could have polluted the public's perception of the case. I'm going to go check on it in a second. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get through it. Polluting the public narrative. The situation I described created a powerful feedback loop that effectively polluted the public's understanding of what transpired. This was achieved by establishing a dominant, controlled narrative from 2 of the largest media sources covering the case, both of which had deep personal ties to the very institution whose beliefs were used to justify the murders. Number 1, Vandersloot East Idaho News pattern. There appears to be a clear 2-step pattern in Frank Vandersloot's Frank Vandersloot's actions, allegedly, that directly mirrors your concern. Step 1, discredit the critics, the BSA scandal. As you noted, when the Boy Scouts of America and his church faced criticism, criticism for the sexual abuse scandal, Vandersloot's strategy was not just to defend them, but to aggressively attack the messenger. Sounds familiar, Let's just strike Crush's video and shut them down and silence them. I'm not into cancel culture, though. Right, Lauren? Yeah. Have I struck one of your videos? No. Could I? Yep. Sure could. Might want to check it. He invested heavily in billboards and ads to discredit the reporting, and in a telling move, personally outed the gay reporter, linking his identity, he doxed him, to a supposed bias against the church. He was gay, so he outed him, allegedly. There's a whole lawsuit on this. Step 2, that Frank lost. Step 2, control the narrative, acquiring media. Okay, or starting hidden true crime, one could say. Right? Mm-hmm. His next move was to acquire the media outlets that would become East Idaho News. This gave him the power to proactively shape public opinion rather than just react to it. What did M. Russell Ballard, President Ballard, say back in 2007 at that BYU Hawaii graduation ceremony? Yeah, don't let non-members define what you believe. Engage. Use the tools of the new technology, basically. So when the Daybell case emerged, this media outlet was perfectly positioned to become the authoritative source. The pattern then repeated. East Idaho News's coverage consistently framed the Daybell's belief system or beliefs as fringe, extremist, and cult-like, a narrative that strategically distances those beliefs from the mainstream church where they originated from. Okay. By treating the Daybells as an isolated incident, East Idaho News' reporting effectively whitewashed the documented connections between their ideology and the problematic beliefs within the church's history. And people who are interested might want to go check the Catholic Church, the Jehovah's Witness, Baptist, all these churches, right? They're getting popped all over the place for covering up sexual abuse and things like that. So I think these are very damning and important, at least to consider. By treating the Daybells, I already said that. And this is a damning repetition of his admitted strategy. Control the narrative, minimize the problem, and paint any critique of the Institute as an attack, or just make them feel invisible. Enlist people to keep them on the rails. Controlled opposition is what that is. 2, the hidden true crime trust factor. Lauren Matthias and her husband, Dr. John Matthias, allegedly, became the second most dominant force in the Daybell saga. Their platform was built on a foundation of public trust, which was problematic for several reasons. Implied objectivity. By leading people, including me, to believe she had left the church, Lauren Matthias gained the trust of critics and victims who were desperate for a voice that would not protect the institution. This provided a false sense of relief and critical analysis that, in my view, never materialized. Inserting authority. By positioning her husband, Dr. John Matthias, as a forensic psychologist, their platform was able to insert a seemingly objective, professional analysis into the public discourse. I mean, I think we can all agree on that. That's pretty profound right there. However, their shared loyalty to the church meant this analysis was unlikely to ever critically examine the organization's foundational role in the crimes. The pincer movement on truth, with East Idaho News controlling the official news and Hidden True Crime controlling the expert analysis, the public was caught in a pincer moment. Both trusted sources, while appearing different, were ultimately steering the public toward the same conclusion, that the church itself was blameless. The damaging result, and this is going to continue because they're over. The cases are over. The two-pronged media dominance was absolutely damaging to the public's perception. It shows a history of key figures disliking what critics say about their beliefs and taking it upon themselves to sway public opinion by any means necessary. Instead of a critical investigation, the public received a curated narrative designated or designed to protect a multi-billion-dollar corporation that dabbles in Jesus. This corporation, by virtue of its 501c3 status and its immense influence in the region, the Mormodor, avoids being held responsible for the damages and cover-ups it perpetuates. The public, trusting these sources, was ultimately denied the full truth, and the institution at the heart of the ideology was successfully distanced and protected. Once again, I'll just add that. So, yeah. So, anyways, let me check on you. I feel bad because I've just been yapping back here, smoking my cigarette. Hmm. Okay. I'm like, what? I didn't understand, Kate. They didn't exist before the Daybell stuff. They started on my family's case. So 0? Yep. Just saying. It sounds really plausible, consider it. That's all I'm asking. Okay. Hey, girl. And thank you, Awen. And I know I get mad too. Daily. Daily. But it's okay. It's whatever. It is what it is. I feel like I don't want to be on camera right now. But let's see. Now, on to litigation. I know we're at 2 hours. I don't want to be over 3. Okay. Don't. It's not my favorite. Hold on, let me get to it. Well, let me kind of read this too. Maybe. Okay. Nah, I'll wait till do that. That way I can get this other thing out. Let me get to it. Home. And present. Hold on just a second. I need to go change my aspect anyway, so there's that. Let me switch it. Shit. It's a fun game I play, right? To this. Let me hit these screenshots on there so I can share them with you. And again, I'm kind of going backwards now, but I'm kind of used to working backwards. It's kind of my thing. Unfortunately, might drive some people crazy. Sorry, I'm doing the best I can. So this was from Trish at Web Sleuths, and this was because I shared Shaboogi's post on Twitter, x.com, that was saying that it was Grayson that was writing Lori Daybell, okay, and giving her money. But it was really, allegedly, according to my source, Lauren, that was doing that. And has blamed somebody that worked for her, Lindsay. That's my understanding, allegedly, in my opinion. So this was August 7th right here, but Sunday, October 26th at 6:15 p.m. This was before I went live. I mean, I was going live right after that. Kresha, please read. Please do not spread misinformation. Grayson did not communicate with Lori Daybell. She is devastated that this rumor is being spread. Please do not say this about Grayson. Just mind you, all I did was retweet. That's all I fucking did. Repost. Didn't add anything to it. Didn't even read it all the damn way. I watched the video with Annie Elise. Okay. Hold on. It's being slow. I watched this interview right here. This part that was included in the tweet, and then I've reposted it. That's all I did. Just know that. So Grayson did not communicate with Laurie Daybell. She is devastated that this rumor is being spread. Please do not say this about Grayson. Here is a link to a post Grayson made on Reddit saying who was communicating with Laurie. And she gave me the link. Stand by and I will send you the actual post. Oh, I didn't include the screenshot with that. Sorry. I just uploaded it. My bad. Damn it. Another kink. Hold on. I'll get it real quick. Just got to go take a screenshot again and then upload it again. Okay. Done. Go to Canva. Oh, shit. Okay. I need to purge my Canva. I got too much shit in there. Okay. So I'll share the post real quick as soon as it uploads. Let me refresh. Damn it. So it's just a screenshot of what she sent me. And it's of Grayson's post, allegedly. Heard she's quite the Redditor. So this post that Trisha sent me as a screenshot, this is the screenshot. It says, this is Grayson, embarrassed stretch 6, whatever. It's, I guess, one of her online personas or whatever for Reddit. This is Grayson. I haven't been online all week for the most part, but this was sent to me. For the record, this was not me. She's not referring to what I said. Okay, this was already before me. So it's obviously from that original poster. She was in the chat earlier, Shaboogie. Okay, and that's who I reposted to. So whatever. We're not here to sit here and weed through all their shit. You know, if they wouldn't make it so messy, we wouldn't be doing this, period. Okay. That's the moral of the story. And from my perspective, at least. For the record, this was not me. If any of you know Annie Elise, you are welcome to ask her. There is another key player in this group that you all can take a look at, though. Lindsay. We worked together with Annie for a very long time. I was with Annie for almost 4 years and still have a good relationship and lots of respect for her and what she's built, despite moving on to other things, meaning hidden true crime. I never followed or knew much about Daybell in general until 2025 because I was busy working on other cases like Delphi. While Lindsay covered the trials of both Chad and Laurie in Idaho. I had to watch Sins of Our Mother. Shout out to Sins of Our Podcasters, right? Sorry. Sins of Our Mother before Laurie's latest trials to even understand the case. That's awesome. While I've seen the messages she sent Laurie, because she was put up to do it by Lauren, your boss. Okay, allegedly. According to my source. I believe those are none of my business and would never release them to anyone. Do you have them? Is that what that says to me? If they're Lindsay, why would you have them? I believe, are you telling her not to release them? Lindsay. I believe those are none of my business and would never release them to anyone. If she wants to, that would be her prerogative. Well, it sounds like this is, I believe those are none of my business and would never release them to anyone. Sounds like Grayson got her own copies. And how would she have that if she wasn't involved? Oh, Lauren. Damn. Yep, there it is. You understand what I'm saying? Okay. Allegedly. That's kind of what I'm sifting through this. If she wants to, that would be her prerogative. I wish nothing but the best for her going forward and will always be sad our friendship ended based on her actions. Well, shame. Grayson shaming Lindsay for not doing anything but what Lauren pinned on her. Anyways, allegedly. But anyways, as for me, I choose to stand by victims. Do you? And not support someone like LVD. Well, like your boss, and would never tell her I have sympathy for her. I have sympathy for her because, good Lord, look at the clusterfuck she got herself into. Okay, Miss Righteous One, wise 24-year-old you are, in my opinion. Anyways, allegedly. All right, so back to this bullshit. And so I did text back and I said, why would I even say that, Trisha? Like basically, what the fuck? Why would I even say that? And if it was, then who the hell cares if I reposted it, whatever. And I haven't even read the text you sent just now, like this one. Okay. I didn't even get through it all the way because I was about to go live. But I'm telling you, and then you can tell your girls, wait, whoa. Let me back up. I haven't even read the text you sent just now, but I'm telling you, and then you can tell your girls to leave me and my family the fuck alone now and forever. You all have done enough damage, don't you think? That's rhetorical. She texts me back. She says, "You asked why would you say this? Because because you retweeted on X. I just thought you would want to know. That is misinformation." So what did she want me to go follow this link? What? And then go delete it? Bull, I'm not. Okay. Because it's a tangled web you guys weave. And shame on you for even thinking, that it's somebody else's problem. Why don't y'all get y'all shit straight? Well, spend a good hour a day or something and at least get on the same page. Because, I mean, it's falling apart like crazy, in case you didn't know. It's falling apart. People are smarter than you give them credit for. All of you. And then you don't even allow them to freaking talk. It's bullshit, in my opinion. So back to this. This is where I'm saying what I'm saying while I pull up all the copyright infringement bullshit. Bullshit. It really is fucking bullshit. And Lauren, if true, and there's receipts floating out there. I know. You can't strike this motherfucker. But shame the fuck on you. Shame on you. And you need to fucking apologize to my parents and Colby and anybody else that you crossed. You need to fucking apologize. You need to grow up. You need to fucking be a woman.
I was mad.
If you would have just been that from jump, you wouldn't have had to create a whole freaking facade,
Exactly.
a whole false police report and false narratives and have people do the bidding for you, like Megan, like Trisha, like Duty Ron. I mean, it's fucking disgusting.
Everyone out of her direct circle, like, knew it was bullshit. Like, we saw the Christina stuff and we're like, you're scared about that? Like, you're afraid about that? Are you okay? Like, what's going on, Lauren, if that's affecting you that much?
She was afraid. All right. Afraid of her own fucking words. And she's never going to learn if she does not freaking grab this responsibility, because it's hers. It's all you, boo. Okay. I didn't do shit to you. Neither did my parents. Neither did Colby, Kelsey, anybody else. Nobody did anything to you. You inserted yourself, and then you wanted to compare your own quote unquote victimhood, whatever the fuck you want to call yourself.
You can tell she's never been through real trauma.
That into my fucking dead family members, and shame over my dead body.
I was pissed.
And that's not a challenge.
Right?
Over my dead body. Like, I'm so fucking sick.
I can't believe she compared herself to
anybody.
Charles, who was desperately trying to tell people that Lori was crazy, desperately trying to get people to like take him seriously until he was murdered. What is she desperately trying to get through to people?
She did it to her. Like, she's trying to run from her own shit. So this has nothing to do with my uncle. Nothing similar.
It's okay. We are all really mean girls sometimes. Okay. We can all be really mean people. Just learn from the experience. Suck it up. I know it hurts. I know you're gonna feel it right there in the base of your throat. You're gonna feel it when you take responsibility for what you said, but you got to do it.
Yeah,
sucks. It's hard, but
no, I mean, I'm sorry. I didn't realize it was going to piss me off. I've already read the damn thing. Not like it's nothing I didn't see before, but it's just like saying it. I taste the words, and it's just like, you fucking bitch. How dare you?
Mm-hmm.
And so don't come at us. Don't even do the whole my brother bullshit. Like you don't know. I'm sorry. I'll respect you when you respect me. I'll respect you when you respect my dead family members, my living family members, for fuck's sake.
All right.
Right.
I will respect you when you respect yourself and maybe your family and maybe
Well, I
your
don't think she
credentials.
was even. I don't think Christina was even disrespecting
No,
her
I'm
dead
talking about
brother. I
Lauren.
think she was. I
I'm
think
talking
she
about
was
Lauren.
bringing up like a really weird situation that I did not even know
Mhm.
existed, and I'm like,
Mhm.
what the fucking hell?
Talking about the
Like my
sperm and the
mind was
brother.
blown. That's a thing.
Don't talk shit.
Don't
Super
be no
easy.
shit.
Super easy. I mean, we've all said things when we're mad. I do it all the time. I mean, I do. I get a, I can get a,
Mhm.
look, I'm stuttering, which is bad. It's so pent
You
up.
sound like
So
you're gritting your teeth.
I'm
Are you
not.
gritting
I
your teeth? Are
should.
you clenching your jaw?
I need
I
'em.
do.
Yeah, it's not, yeah, it always is. And I mean, like, I'm like this with Megan. I'm disappointed. I'm hurt. Now I'm pissed. Like that.
Yeah.
First, I was confused. Then I was like, what? I mean, because I really, why do I have to go and fucking find all the sources of y'all's shit? But it's
Right.
okay for you to shame everybody and to say, that we basically don't get to react. And then John saying, love her for her works, Brad Pitt, blah blah blah. It's just like
That
she's
was
over there
such
doing
a
fucking Satan
weird.
horns, the devil
That is
horns, and
such a weird episode.
I'm over it. Like it's so weird. Y'all need help, but like, no, I can say this publicly. At least it's transparent, and I'm not doing it behind your fucking back. You want me to go hunt down all the sources? Look, and this has been
Don't do dirty
said
shit.
wrong, for people covering the case, and I don't think it's on purpose.
People have said that Trish tried
But
shutting my
just to
live
clear
down,
it,
but no.
whenever I was about to go live, when my mom joined me, when Awen joined us, or me, right before I went live, I got a where's it at? Right here. It's from Trisha. And it said on October 26th at 6:15. So there you go. Kresha, please read. Please do not spread misinformation. Grayson did not communicate with Lori Daybell. Okay. Well, so your other friends did. But anyways, she is devastated that this rumor is being spread. Please do not say this about Grayson. Here is a link to a post Grayson made on Reddit saying who was communicating with Lori. And so I'm supposed to, I guess, go chase this link down on Reddit. I'm over it. Y'all figure it out. Like, get your fucking shit together.
Right?
Stand by, and I will send you the actual post. And she did. And this is right. I'm about to hit live, on that Sunday. And she says, I said, why would I eat? I usually don't even fucking answer back to anybody. I don't do drama. Okay. I don't. Why would I even say that is what I said. And if it was, then who the hell cares? I haven't even read the text you sent just now. Like I just read the very top part of what I just read you from Trisha. But anyways, I haven't even read the text you sent just now, but I'm telling you, and then you can tell your girls to leave me and my family the fuck alone now and forever. You all have done enough damage, don't you think? And I put, that's rhetorical. And she said, you asked, why would you say this? Because you retweeted on X. I just thought you would want to know that is misinformation. You want to know what I did? I saw a post. It was Annie Elise or whatever, and I did retweet or whatever, repost. Literally, I didn't go fucking chasing down, all the things. That's not my fucking problem. Y'all seem to be doing a great job micromanaging every fucking body.
There's a lot of back drama, it seems, with creators. And
and that they're creators. This is my family, though.
I know,
That's the
right?
fucking difference. So people are like, she's just jealous. Fuck you. Okay,
You're like,
first off,
no, that's
fuck
a picture
you.
of my mom.
This is
Not
my
just jealous.
family. This is like not the same. It's like comparing what I think Jen Lou says, apples to carburetors. Okay, because that's what it is. They're not even on the same plane, you know. Sorry, I didn't realize I was gonna get so mad.
It's okay. It's okay. It's I get that.
It sucks. But
I
don't
am
I mean,
so
like, why
grateful.
would
So
you just
grateful that my sister's case never went viral because oh man.
Oh, no.
I do not
Right.
envy you.
It's cool, and then it's not.
We'll never know.
Right.
A
Well,
moot point, I guess.
yeah. Yeah, I know.
It's very
I know what you mean.
opportunistic. It's very weird, and it's
Mhm.
gross. I don't know what to call it. It's
Okay.
just where am I? Where are we lost at? So, no, what are you talking about? The text this is a text from Lauren to Krisha? I was just now talking about a text from Trisha to me telling me that a post I made on X.com was misinformation. I need to stop spreading misinformation. It wasn't Grayson. It was then she gave me a link to another Reddit post or something where she included the screenshot. Right, it's the same thing. Like she took a screenshot of the post, but then sent me the link to find the post. And it's apparently, allegedly, of Grayson saying that she was not the one who wrote letters to Lauren Daybell, but it was Lindsay. So what I believe it is a campaign uh, created by Lauren and her producer Grayson, allegedly, in my opinion, from what it seems, to try and fill in the freaking cracks of all these things that are going on, to try and get to the truth. When in all actuality, according to my source, I have a whole source, very trusted source that I'll never give up their identity. Had stated that it was actually Lauren and someone named Sarah, who are actually, active Mormons or believing Mormons, whatever, that put Lindsay up to being the front, being the mediator, being the one who approached Lori, but they were writing it based on their knowledge and experience and lifetime of Mormonism, okay, to try and get Lori to trust them. Okay, so it was actually Lauren, it appears, allegedly, that Lauren put Lindsay up to writing Lori Daybell in prison and putting money on her books in exchange for the hopes of interviewing interviewing Lori. So it appears that Lauren would have wanted to do all this in order to get an interview with Lori. And if that would have gone through, according to my source and allegedly, then, sorry, then, Lauren planned on, oh my God, so much bullshit. Lori, oh God, let me back up. I got my eyes closed and everything. I'm trying to do this. If Laurie Vallow would have agreed to be interviewed by Lauren of Hidden True Crime, then there was a plan, according to my source, that Lauren was going to send money made from that interview to Colby, but he's unaware of any of this stuff. Like all this is going on in there. Seems like Lauren is playing Colby as a pawn, just as Lori, his mother, played him as a pawn. Okay. Do you see what I'm saying? It's like, it's just a lot of bullshit to have to wade through. And it's like, oh my God, it's so much. And it's just so damaging. It's low. It's disgusting. Thank you. Penny farthing. Thank you. Appreciate that. I'll never, never, ever, ever. Very trusted. Very trusted. And I trust their experience, not just knowledge, experience. Okay. So okay. Oh, thank you, Dr. Vonda. Okay, let me get out of the comments. Oh, thank you, Dr. Vonda. Thank you. So appreciated. Yes, I know. I've been Turboy has apparently allegedly sent me an email and I've not been able to find it. So, okay. So I'm trying. Plus I have 2 different email accounts. I have one that's attached to my YouTube and I have one that's kresha0123@gmail.com. And, yeah. So I got to look in different places. That's nobody's fault. But if he did reach out, yep, I would love to share with him what I know. So I'm going to share this tab. I just went through it to kind of see and make sure I don't have any, because it had phone numbers and addresses and all kinds of shit. And my name on here is Kresha Goodwin. All right. Now that's out. So, you know, she has my address and my last name. And, you know, this is another way that I'm thinking to litigate somebody with YouTube crap. Okay. So I'm sorry, YouTube copyright October 29th is whenever I filed the appeal. And it says, thank you for your counter notification. This is because Lauren took my video down of me and my mom and then Awen. Okay. And it wasn't for a screenshot. There was nowhere in the clip that she claimed. It was like, oh, I have it pulled up, but I don't want to play it with the where'd it go? With the words with the visuals, because that's what this is all about. I use visuals that were of my family, by the way. So whatever that is. Shit. Oh, right here. Let's see. I'll share it a little bit.
John and
This is my
Lauren's
video.
channel, on Kresha's channel, but I didn't go on Kresha's channel very often because
it was 17 minutes and 40. Well, it was a little more than that, but because it does whenever you get a copyright and strike, it tells you what minute marker, timestamps it gives you between here and between here. This person claimed this. Okay. So just know that I'm scared to play it because, again, most of it was family photos that originated from my family and a little bit of it was intertwined. Okay. That's my video. Just kind of going through it. I didn't play it with the audio from their video. That's my nephew. That's my mom. That's my parents. That is John and Lauren's house. Not all of it. That's our video. This is also on my channel. Video. Okay. So now you have an idea of what it was, because what I'm about to tell you, I'm probably going to get pissed off all over again just because I'm reading it. Okay. So it says, I filed an appeal. And it says, thank you for your counter notification. It has now been forwarded to the claimant that submitted the copyright removal request. Now that the counter notification has been sent to the claimant, they have 10 business days from this date to respond. So business days, right? The claimant must respond with evidence that they've taken legal action against you to keep the content at issue from being reinstated to YouTube. You can learn more about what legal action the claimant must take in our help center. After 10 U.S. business days, if we don't get a response from the claimant, your content will be reinstated to YouTube. Also, the associated penalties on your channel will be cleared. Let me go look at that real quick while I'm right here. I'm in my studio, so let me see if it was cleared. It was alive, so it was on October 26th, and it was it's cleared. I don't have the copyright on there anymore. I'll share this tab to show you. Oh, shit. So I guess it's back out there. Hidden true crime, weaponizing copyright law. Oh, wait, whoa, that can't be it. Where is it? I guess it's still gone. Because this was the hearing on Friday when John and Lauren published their response, the follow-up video to the 9-hour live, you know, that one where we got this picture. Yeah, so it's not there. I don't know. It's like a fucking another rabbit hole that I don't have time to go down, you know? It's unnecessary because somebody, in my opinion, wants to be a bitch and throw her little weight around, okay? But I got none but time. So keep in mind that the counter notification is a legal request. As a result, YouTube must process the counter notification in accordance with the law. This process can take some time, so we kindly ask for your patience during the process. When there are updates on the status of your counter notification, we'll reply to this email to let you know. You can also check the counter notification status in YouTube Studio. In the meantime, if you have any more information you want to share with us about your counter notification, you can reply directly to this email. Thank you, the YouTube team, blah, blah, blah. Videos included in counter notification. That's the video, I guess. And then, like, I had to change this right here because I had my address. God forbid there be any. I'm so scared that there's private information. So, all right. Counter notification as follows. Okay, so there's a video and it says display name of uploader. This is something that Lauren would have filled. I'm sorry. No. This is my appeal. This is what I wrote to YouTube in my appeal. So I say display name of uploader. So my display name is difficult research. Subject, copyright takedown appeal. Fair use, my video, controlled opposition in the Daybell case. My experience with Hidden True Crime. Received a copyright takedown notice from Hidden True Crime, Lauren Matthias, regarding material used from their content. I believe this takedown is invalid because my use constitutes fair use under copyright law. My video provides commentary and criticism regarding the Ballard Daybell case from the perspective of a direct family member of 3 victims. The specific material used from the claimant's video consisted only of visual elements, primarily photographs of my own murdered family members, which originated from my family. These visuals were used briefly as an overlay while my mother and I discussed our personal experiences with the trials and losses. No audio from the claimant. Now remember that. No audio from the claimant's content was used. This usage is transformative. It adds significant new context, personal testimony, and critical perspective rather than merely substituting the original work. The purpose is commentary, criticism, and reporting on a matter of significant public interest. The amount used, visuals only, originating from my family, was necessary for the commentary and does not harm the potential market for the claimant's original video. That's important too. Does not harm the potential market for the claimant's original video. Okay. This use clearly falls under fair use guidelines for commentary and criticism. Given the context, this claim appears to be an attempt to suppress critical commentary from a victim's family member. I request that YouTube review this claim and reinstate my video. I swear under penalty of perjury that I have a good faith belief that the material was removed due to a mistake or misidentification of the material to be removed or disabled. I consent to the jurisdiction of the federal court for the district in which my address is located, or if my address is outside of the United States, the judicial district in which YouTube is located, and will accept service of process from the claimant. And there's my name. Then they thanked me for submitting the request. And this was November 13th. I got this. So just whenever I was watching Every Day with Jay earlier, and she was like, hey, did they reinstate your video? And I went and looked, and then I found all this shit out. So I was like, mother fricker. Okay. Hello, thank you for submitting your counter notification. As part of the counter notification process, the claimant must provide evidence of legal action taken to keep the content from being reinstated to YouTube. Attached to this email is the evidence that we've received from the claimant. While legal action is in progress, the content won't be reinstated to YouTube, but the associated copyright strikes will be cleared from your channel. Let me go back and look because I think they were cleared. Dashboard. And that's a positive. Affirmative. They're not there anymore. It's not there anymore. And then, by the way, thank you to the new people coming in. 17,549 subscribers. 4,465 new subscribers in the last 28 days. What a significant blessing. Okay. I appreciate you being here, no matter how you got here. So, yeah, that's cleared. Okay. So that's confirmed. All right. I don't know where I was. If the outcome of the legal action is in your favor, you can submit proof of the outcome by replying to this email. Wow. Oh, after receiving the proof, the content may be reinstated to YouTube. Wow, that's interesting. You can learn more about the counter notification process in our help center. Sincerely, the YouTube team. So then it sent me this PDF, okay, of what Lauren said. And you can see I deleted it, Lauren. Lauren crying. All right. And I'm sick about Burnt Toast channel. Okay. That was like where I went. And I found her through all this bullshit because like I watched the 9-hour live. I participated in the chat of the 9-hour thing. She pinned a couple of my comments. I love you, Kresha. I love you. Thanks, girl. Or whatever she said. So fuck you, Lauren. Just an extra fuck you for that. In my opinion, allegedly. And that's not hate. I know that'll be the next takedown. Anyways, if there's anything I can do, Burnt Toast, let me know. Would be, I'm elated to help in any way, shape, or form. Bullshit. Anyway, so this is 11/11/2025, 7:14 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. New docket number, Copyrights Claims Board, United States Copyright, right? Bullshit. So this is the actual form. So she had to make a payment status, $40. It was successful. So she paid $40. That's some of my super chats. You're welcome. So I basically paid for this. Just kidding. Type a claim for infringement. Would you like to proceed as a smaller claims proceeding, including the $5,000 monetary limit instead of the standard CCB small claims proceeding? Yes, Lauren says. Claimant, name, Lauren Matthias. Email address, hiddencrime@gmail.com. That's public. Phone number, I took that off. And then authorized representative information. Well, there's her address. I took it off. Authorized representative information. Her name is Lauren. Hidden True Crime. Phone number gone. Address gone. Certified role, self-represented party. I'm just checking myself. That's why I'm taking long. I'm sorry. Organization. The claimant organization is Hidden True Crime. Email address, hiddentruecrime@gmail.com. Phone number gone. Address gone. Authorized representative information. Is this the same damn thing? What the hell? No. Okay. Certified role, owner, officer, partner, or member. I represent this claimant. So is this Grayson? Hey, girl. Hit the like button. All right. Respondent. Name, Kresha K. Goodwin. Address, deleted. This is so interesting. This in the next page. Infringement claim. Works infringed. Title of work. Larry Woodcock breaks down over J.J. Vallow's murder. That's not salacious. An interview with Kay and Larry Woodcock. Author, Lauren Matthias. Has the work been registered by the Copyright Office? I'm surprised. She said no. Service request number, and it gives the number. Type of work, motion, picture, and audio visual. Describe the work. Audio. This bitch said audio. Audio/video is a term of endearment, Lauren. Interview, audio video interview entirely produced by Lauren Matthias, Hidden True Crime. And so the infringement claim, wrongful activity, she claims that I don't even know what this means. Publicly perform the work. Okay. Is the infringement ongoing? No, I don't know what that even means. Okay, because I don't speak lawfare. Infringement dates 10/26 to 10/26/2025. Where the alleged infringing acts occurred, such as a physical place or online. If unknown, type unknown. YouTube channel, difficult research. Channel owner, Kresha K. Goodwin. Describe the infringement. Here we go. This Kresha K. Goodwin, also known as Difficult Research on YouTube, played our entire video on our YouTube channel. She took our content, which we wrote, directed, and produced entirely on our own from our YouTube channel, Hidden True Crime. Shameless plugs all the time. And then played it on her own channel. It is identical to ours, except she talked out loud while streaming our video so that she could claim it was commentary, when in fact it was not commentary and certainly not educational. That's the level of petty we're dealing with. Petty Betty. Certainly not educational. I mean, in your opinion, right? Anyways, are any of the respondents online service providers? No. Description. Here we go. Hold my hair. Hold my earrings. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm smoking. The harm is that viewers were not watching the video on our channel. Rather, they were watching the video on the Difficult Research channel instead. Not only was the Difficult Research channel stealing our work, Kresha Goodwin, using her Difficult Research channel, was also encouraging hatred and spouting harmful and false narratives about hidden true crime. Okay. This led to, I'm sorry, Hidden True Crime and Lauren Matthias. Let me add that to the Petty Betty. This led to many online narratives and posts being created about hidden true crime that were simply untrue. Again, in your opinion. The relief we are seeking is that the streams of our video interview not be posted on the internet again. Do you see what we're dealing with right here? So, documentation. This is what she sent. And interesting, right? Because I did not play audio. Larry Woodcock breaks down over J.J. Vallow's murder. An interview with Kay and Larry Woodcock. MP4. It's an audio file. Original copyright takedown request. She included that of her own copyright takedown request. And a response from YouTube showing that they complied with her video takedown request. This is evidence of no evidence again. And then the thumbnail for the original video, which is also the thumbnail with the added art that I got from somebody on Twitter, x.com or whatever. And I wish I would have, that way I would have been able to credit the person, because they added the extra devil horns and Satan exposed. Okay. No. Yeah. It's on the current thumbnail. Yeah. I was tripping for a minute. So again, I did not use MP4 because that's an audio file. And she even said that it was just me talking over the video and not adding anything interesting or basically of educational value. And that I'm inciting hate, basically. That's the bullshit part. That I stole anything of hers. First off, where do I start? It's not hate. Okay. I use bitch and fuck you because those are expressive words. You're not wanting me to express or react to the bullshit that you're putting me through. It's okay for you to dish it, but it's not okay for me to react. Gotcha. So the harm is that viewers were not watching the video on our channel, right? They weren't there for that. Rather, they were watching the video on Difficult Research's channel instead. Not only was the Difficult Research channel stealing our work, that's a hefty claim there. Cresha Goodwin, using her Difficult Research channel, was also encouraging hatred and spouting harmful and false narratives about hidden true crime and Lauren Matthias. That part. If sharing the truth of my experience with you, Lauren, Ruth, Johnson, freaking Matthias, is spouting hatred and encouraging hatred and spouting harmful and false narratives about you and or the brand that you build off my family and our pain and our murdered family members, then you are just really way more off than I thought. And this shows it right here. And I'm going to continue to document this, and I'm going to continue sharing it publicly because it's safe. It's safe, and it exposes people to the bullshit that we are now in. So this is what it is to fight for yourself or take up for yourself and not let people like Lauren Matthias of Hidden True Crime roll over you and continue to exploit your family. Okay, that she makes what, $2.3 million allegedly per year. I'm not just saying off my family's case, but it was built on that. Their blood was spilled. That gives me a permanent platform. I can talk. What's hers? You know, where's your credentials? Where is your ethics and your husband's ethics? If you worried as much, this is just my opinion, Lauren, if you worried as much about your own son, his alleged mental health, right? If true, if what y'all testified, basically filed in court of law saying that your son was having all those mental health problems, Grayson, you and your husband actually all said that, that it was affecting, you know, this fake stalker was affecting your son's mental health, then that says everything I need to know about what kind of parent you are and what you're doing with all your time here. Instead of just admitting that you were wrong and that you were really just creating this whole stalker story and engaging with me with lawfare via copyright. Okay. All this, that's the crazy part. All this to stop your own text messages talking shit about my fucking family and the victims and other creators and colleagues. That's why you ain't got no job. That's why everybody's like fucked up. and yeah, because you isolated yourself. Okay. You're messy. Nobody wants to work with anybody like that. I wouldn't. Steer clear. Run for the hills. Hide the wife, hide the children, hide the, you know. Anyway, so it's affecting my mental health too, y'all. And I don't have 4 lawyers. Okay. And I mean, shouldn't one of them be your brother if he's a lawyer? I mean, that's what I'm saying. Don't be like, my brother's not my lawyer. If you have 4 lawyers and your brother's not one of them, then interesting. Oh no. No. Hell no. Y'all, let me go get that channel real quick because it is very important. This woman who is a forensic accountant, right? Just like people regard Dr. John and his alleged forensic background, we should at least pay attention to the professionals who do the work, just for for public awareness. Okay. Okay. I'm kind of turning in circles right now. Hold on. Let me hush. Let me quit talking shit. And Dream Feed Media. Okay. Let me share it. This tab. Oh shit. Hold on. Sorry. Yeah, I read about that too. Oh my goodness, huh? Goodness. Can't beat them, join them, I guess. That's that whole weird thing that I go by, which is birds of a feather flock together. And that's why. That's like, of course they found it. Of course she found an attorney also engaged in what appears to be lawfare. Allegedly. Okay, where was I going? Oh, Dream Feed. Okay. Oh, I just got to change my aspect there. Okay. So yeah, this channel right here is amazing. Okay. She's doing the work of the Lord for the Lord right now. Okay. She's doing the Lord's work, in my opinion. And she was actually, I realized that I'd pinned her comment during the portion of the video that got struck by Lauren. You know, it was just when Mom was talking, and I pinned one of her comments, and I was like, oh wow, okay, you know, full circle. But so this video right here, we'll watch a little bit of it
in the past.
but I'm going to give you the link. You go do it.
Per
You go watch.
year. Since we used the low conservative numbers, especially in the membership
Let me back
section,
it up.
it's possible we used one total. We get $2,328,120 per year. Since we used the low conservative numbers, especially in the membership section, it's possible that the true number
Let me move
is
it.
closer to 2 or even 3 times this amount.
2 or 3
And check
times.
out this pie chart. A staggering 67%, more than 2/3 of that annual income, comes from Patreon memberships, with the YouTube memberships a distant second place at 14.4%. Sponsorships and ad reads are 10.3% of the annual income, and AdSense and merch combined are barely over 5%. Good thing I'm not in this for the money, or I would be missing out in a big way.
Yep.
There's another website called Playboard where you can apparently see info about the super chats.
That's where I went.
checked it on October 28th, 2025, and it showed the HTC had a super chat total of $59,542. I don't know if that's a lifetime total or an annual total or what. I'm guessing that it's probably the channel's lifetime total. I checked my own to see if it could help me understand.
Yeah,
It
right.
didn't. Like,
Ah,
I
this
didn't
is
even have enough
way better
data
than-
to make cool charts, apparently. And you only get to touch 3 buttons before it locks the website until tomorrow without a paid membership.
That's crazy. But yeah, I mean, you heard her. You heard it here first, right? I'm so grateful for this lady's work.
Total, we get
Right at 3 hours.
$2,328,120
That's a
per
big jump.
year. Since we used the low conservative numbers, especially in the membership section, it's possible that the true number is closer to 2 or even 3 times this amount. And check out this pie chart. A staggering 67%, more than 2/3 of that annual income, comes from Patreon memberships, with the YouTube memberships a distant second place at 14.4%. Sponsorships and ad reads are 10.3% of the
Thank you,
annual
Hawkeyes.
income, and AdSense and merch combined are barely over 5%.
That just is wild
Good
to
thing
me.
I'm not in.
I'm just, oh my God. So yeah, I shared the link to Dreamfeed Media, and the title of the video is Monetizing a Meltdown, Hidden True Crime Financial Analysis. And so right here it says premiered October 30th. Okay. One source, or she put clue, one source is responsible for 67% of Hidden True Crime's financial gain. How much did Hidden True Crime profit from Lauren Matthias's recent marathon manic meltdown? How much does Hidden True Crime brand generate in net proceeds across 5 key revenue streams? Does Grayson have dental insurance to get those cavities fixed? With Hidden True Crime's estimated 7-figure profits, I certainly hope so. In this physical expose, we'll explore the not-so-hidden finances of true crime's main character. We'll decode the true meaning of burning down your kingdom, and you might even get some unexpected tips to boost your own channel earnings on YouTube. So this is beautiful, beautiful work. Like I said, the Lord's work. Okay. And I'm putting it in the chat again for anybody who missed it just now. So that being said, we're ending. It's 3 hours on the dot. So monetizing is very telling. Yeah. Follow the money, guys. Follow the money. And people are going to get pissed off at you whenever you share what their money exposes when you follow it. Okay. That's what I've been dealing with. And I thought that's why I wasn't picking up any traction. But a lot of people have said, I didn't know about you. I never heard about you before, and it's definitely no thanks to Lauren Matthias of Hidden True Crime. She definitely did not ever mention me. She didn't promote me. She didn't, even acknowledge me. Again, I felt invisible, like I did not exist. And it's kind of the same thing whenever, people don't know the entire situation, or not even the entire situation, but even where, like, that I'm a family member and I'm not just some, YouTuber criticizing her. It's not just, to me, this is huge, because if you sponsor, I'm not sponsor, I just read that. I'm sorry. If you promote, if you subscribe, if you support their work, then I'm just letting you know that I have not had a positive experience with Hidden True Crime. Still am not. It's gotten worse. Besides being able to talk now openly, because she exposed herself for sure to me on that 9-hour live stream, which I was also a part of and supporting her. So, you don't have to listen to me. Don't. Actually do your research. Go visit Every Day with Jay, or Jay is for Justice. Go and follow Nonsense. Okay. She does the Lord's work too. For sure. So that's what we're doing. And I'm trying to think of who else. If y'all can think of anybody else, because y'all know my brain is tired. So if y'all can think of anybody else, like Burnt Toast channel, the whole channel got taken down. And she's been covering this Lauren Hidden True Crime crap. And again, criticism is not, and it's not unleashing 10 to 12,000 people in your 9-hour live stream chat to go call a girl stalker, because you claimed it over 400 times that she was your stalker, not alleged stalker, just stalker. Also, I forgot about these. Sorry. They're just shorts from Every Day with Jay. We'll leave on these. Okay, guys. All right. Thank y'all so much. I'll address everything the next time. Yeah. Okay. I'm starting to panic. All right. Let me hush. Thank y'all so much.
But so I that's why I made sure, like, I came down, there's no one here, I'm here.
Thank you.
And you're well within your rights.
Yeah.
But based on the way Colorado interprets those.
Thank you,
And I
thank
haven't
you,
read it
Maud.
all, I'll be honest. I know it exists. If you want me to read it, I think I have a copy of it in an email or something.
Grayson is right there. She just walked past me. She ID'd me just now. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I'm recording you.
Thank you, Aaron.
But so that's why I made sure, like,
It's running
I
over.
came down, there's no one here, I'm here.
Thank y'all.
And you're well within your rights.
Yeah.
But based on the way Colorado interprets those.
And
I haven't read it all, I'll be honest with you. I know it exists.
I don't know which one you're
If you
talking
want me to read
about.
it, I think I have a copy of it
Look at
in
this.
an email or something.
Grayson is right there. She just walked past me.
Thank you.
She ID'd me just now.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, I'm recording you.
Thank you. Okay, I gotta go
So
change the damn video.
that's why I made sure, like,
together, right? It's impressive management, it's denial. I think there's some guilt, potentially, not remorse.
Any
That's about
regret?
that.
No,
Thank you, Allie B.
guilt. I think there's some guilt. Guilt
Oh.
is
Yeah. Thank you, Kimberly.
about a behavior. It's about
Hawkeye.
doing wrong and then
Yes,
feeling
I am.
bad about that behavior.
I am.
I think our viewers are
again.
probably going
Thank
to
you,
have
Deadly Queens.
rigorous debate about this,
Thank
whether
y'all.
he experiences guilt. I think it,
I'm having a rigorous debate.
yeah,
Okay, hold
Nice.
on. I gotta find it. Hold on. It's right
you
here.
got it right. It's
I'm gonna show y'all this one. Shit. And then again, this is Every Day with Jay.
So I'm aware of just a little bit of what's
Yeah.
going on,
Yeah.
but enough I'm letting you know that they're coming down here.
But I was here first.
That doesn't matter.
But they don't do that. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Not the state party. Okay. You are the restrained party.
Okay, but question. I'm not. I'm just. Hold on. I
want to educate you.
Thank you. Yeah. No, I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna listen for sure. Like I just guess. Hold on. Can I breathe for a sec? Hold on.
Please do. Please do. And I know you traveled out here and stuff like that, and this probably wasn't what you were expecting. So I'm trying to be reasonable, professional, polite.
So she. I don't even know how to phrase what I'm thinking, so I guess I need a second.
Oh, allegedly innocent too, yes.
So me being here for the past 2 hours doesn't matter if she wants to come down here.
Because you're the restrained party in the state of Colorado.
Yeah. You're a freaking call. That'd be great.
You know what? Like, what do I do? This
so
is
sad.
Hold on. I think it's clear that I'm not the one who's doing the. I know. I'm not trying to convince you. I know. I'm not trying to convince you.
I know a judge signed a piece. That's.
I know. And in Utah, you don't have to prove anything to get a paper signed, which sucks because then it's the weekend and I.
Thank you, Lamisa.
But.
So my question is, like, if this is going to be the bar they hang out at tonight, is a huge hotel. Is there another bar?
No.
She's going to follow me there.
I don't think she's going to follow me.
Everyone will follow me there.
So I'm aware of just a little bit of what's going on.
Yeah.
But enough I'm letting you know that they're coming down here.
Right.
But I was here first.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, again, orchestrated and posed to look a certain way in order to sway public perception and I believe Lauren was trying to get ahead of what was going to come out. And that's the text. That's the whole backbone of the story is the underlying current. I ran this through so many different GPT analysis, things to just check myself. Because I'm like, okay, what is the underlying factor behind all this? And it was always, I mean, hands down, everything was because Lauren was trying to suppress and get ahead of these text messages that she talked shit about my family and the victims. Okay. And so just think about that. If true. Okay, let me just say that it is because it's coming. It's been just steadily. It kind of slowed down a little bit last week, and I was like, "Oh no!" But I mean, it's gonna bust loose. We're gonna be able to read these text messages one day and see all the shit she talked about my family, and you'll be able to see it too. But till then, please know who you support, who you endorse. Okay, don't put your everything into anybody first off. Okay, not me either. Like, don't do that. That's what I've learned. It's like not everything is everybody else's fault. We have to be accountable for who we allow in and who we allow to shape our minds and our bias or our perception of things. So, and we have our favorite creators. We have our favorite programs on TV. We have our favorite newscasters. We have favorite books and favorite, oh my God, I can't talk, authors and so on and so forth. Okay. So just what I do and take it or leave it, is I'll share like I do. I share them, but if they act an ass, I'm right there with you, boo. Like we're learning together. I mean, nobody can know exactly somebody's intentions every step of the way, right? We only know what people present to us. That's it. Nothing more. You don't know me and I don't know you. And I've met Lauren a couple times. I've interacted with her and I've mainly stayed away from her because I'm invisible to her. And I used to even buy super chats just to make her acknowledge me, hoping that my parents, who were also in chats, giving validity without even knowing to her channel, to her brand, just by being there. So if Kay and Larry, if Colby, if all these people continue to be there for Lauren and John and their whole thing, then that gives validity. And then people are like, well, if they trust them, then I'm gonna trust them too, I think. And anyways, just to me, it's gross. It's gross. But anyways, all right. Amber Ray, she's been trying to tell us forever. Yeah, nobody should ever have to deal with a bully, especially one who, it claims everybody else is bullying her, but is actually the one that's doing it. Okay, I gotta go. Justice for Tylee, Charles, Tammy, JJ, and Joe. Love always wins. That was my Uncle Charles' saying. You're proof of this, y'all. All right, till next time, y'all keep on keeping on.